Welcome back to the SNHU broadcast. Today we are going to be playing some Smash. I'm very excited to get into that. We are going to be having SNHU versus the Juniata Eagles, and this is playoffs, right?
I believe so, yep.
Yeah, so SNHU got into playoff. Very excited to see how this goes. I believe that we have seen Juniata Eagles before. I think they were on earlier versus SNHU Yellow. I believe we beat them, correct?
Yeah, I believe we did win against... oh, wait, no, we lost against Juniata Eagles by a narrow margin.
Yeah. I think that was the match that went pretty close, right?
Yeah, that was their final game, if I do remember correctly.
Okay. So what are we looking at going into this game? Mewtwo versus Mario, what do you think?
Mewtwo wants to control that mid-range using his projectile, and Mario kind of wants to do something similar. Both of them just want to find that initial hit and just push their advantage as far as they possibly can.
Okay.
Although I would say Mario definitely has a more threatening advantage state than Mewtwo.
Yeah, I would probably say that as well. Like, Mario's definitely a comboer, and I can see this really being a hard disadvantage for Mewtwo. Almost killed, but it was a false kill spark. I didn't know Flood could get reflected. I've never seen that interaction. 2-frame not landing. Looks like Steven is on the ledge right now. Looks like he will be going in, just narrowly avoiding the down beat.
The misdisable from the Mewtwo getting punished back there, though.
Yeah, Mario looks like he's in a good state right now. However, he is now in disadvantage, gets out pretty quickly.
All right, keeping stage control, just trying to pressure him at the ledge. Oh.
Oh, the up smash.
The reverse up smash. You love to see it from Mario's.
Yeah, Steven's very good at that. Getting, comboing is one of his strong suits, and also those up smashes are something to really be afraid of in this match. But it looks like Mewtwo's going to get the forward air or forward tilt read on the roll. And looks like right now it's just even. Both players trying to get the first hit. Looks like Mewtwo actually got it with a back air.
All it takes is one combo, though, and then it's immediately SNHU's advantage state.
That was a bit of a weird interaction, Mewtwo getting sent up into the stratosphere from that. But the fireball causing a crazy combo. Almost from Steven. Air dodge coming through, though.
Almost got hit with a devastating combo from Steven.
Right now, it looks like Mewtwo might be able to turn it around, but the combo dropped. Back air coming through. Is on platform right now. Neutral being played. Ball coming out. Looks like side B will be going into a whiffed down smash. Looks like Steven has center control right now, but Mewtwo lands a down tilt into a forward air.
Oh, and Steven manages to get back to stage. He's trying to get his stage control back. Not finding any luck at the moment.
Looks like right now Steven's just trying to squeeze out this kill with really any option that he can. Up smash didn't do it, just barely not enough percent. But the forward tilt for Mewtwo is so strong that it's going to be scary for Steven to get off this ledge.
One more forward tilt at ledge, and that will be his stock, so he has to be careful. The up throw will take it.
That's unfortunate for Steven, but Mewtwo is at a high percent, so there is a good possibility that he could turn this around. Oh, Nair coming out, stopping Mewtwo from comboing a second up tilt. Forward smash just barely whiffing with the hitbox shift to the down tilt. It looks like right now Mewtwo is in control, but Steven perfectly lands a back air. Fireball interrupting Steven's edge guard, but up smash whiffing wasn't punished. But the up B to center stage was punished with a back air. Steven now has ledge control, might be able to get some fun, but Mewtwo gets off. Mewtwo is at a very high percent right now. Anything will kill. But the back air coming through, Steven might have to get off the ledge right now.
Oh, Mewtwo's ledge trapping very threatening here. All it takes is one good hit, and it could be his stock. He's trying to find his way back to stairs. The back air saying him back off.
This is, the recovery didn't make it. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, that's just sad to see. Very well played by both players in that set, but wonder who SNHU is going to send up next. We have a couple good players with a bit more versatility in character option. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Quackers or maybe Crust come up due to Pokemon Trainer or Falco.
Yeah, I would say both of those picks would be pretty good against Mewtwo. Falco having the devastating combo game and some pretty good kill confirms that work very effectively against such a light, big body like Mewtwo.
I also think that lasers would be very good at interrupting a lot of Mewtwo's balls. I think it might be very good to apply some pressure from a bit farther range.
Mm-hmm. And plus, if he does get hit while charging it up, he will go back to no charge, resetting all of that progress. I think at the mid to long range, if they do send in the Falco, it will be heavily favored towards them.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen Crust do some crazy stuff in previous games. He got 9, I think, consecutive stocks in a row at one point, which is crazy. We've seen a lot of players on SNHU Blue really carry games. We've seen really everyone do that. However, Insignia has really been the anchor for most of the game, so we haven't really seen him go on like some crazy runs yet. I know he might have done some stuff before I came here, but yeah, he seems really good so far. So SNHU, it looks like might be sending up Crust. And, you know, if Crust can pick up these 2 kills, I could see it being a decent spot for SNHU.
All we need to do is take 2 stocks to even things out. Anything past that will just be more mileage for SNHU.
Yep, definitely. And I think that Falco has very good combos into Mewtwo, at least from what I've played, just due to how big Mewtwo is.
Yeah, Falco can definitely steamroll people. If you're not ready, he will combo you till 80%, and then all it takes is 1 up tilt back air at ledge, and then you're done.
Yeah, definitely. It's very scary when playing against a Falco because he really just has like some easy bread and butters. You really, all your combo routes come out of up tilt, such a good option, such a fast thing to really do. And Falco's combos are just so crazy. I could also see Reflector being used in this match to some effectiveness if Mewtwo tries to throw out any neutral bees, which is really important for Mewtwo's neutral game. Because Mewtwo really relies on being able to throw out a small ball and then going up and grabbing you to get some damage. Up tilts and tilt moves are really good with that as well, but because of how slow the projectile is, you really want to follow it up. But it's going to be hard to do that versus Falco just because of the down B.
True. With the down B hitbox plus the Reflector amplifying the damage and knockback of it, it's going to be really threatening for the Mewtwo to follow right behind it.
Yeah.
All it takes is 1 unlucky approach with a fully charged Shadow Ball, and that could be a stock.
Yeah, definitely. And as we go into this game, I really hope that SNHU just sort of plays a more laid-back approach. They are down, so it's probably not the best to really go all in, really just try to play as safe as possible because you are down 2 stocks. But we've seen SNHU come back from this before. Usually in crew battles, you see a lot of times people go on some crazy runs, but we're now in playoffs. So I don't really think that's necessarily going to happen as much, just in nature, because all of the good teams are playing right now, you know. You have a lot of the best players really showing why they are, or why they got to this point in the tournament.
Yeah, I feel like as we get further along in the tournament, the teams are going to be more like a vice, just slow, consistent pressure on the entire team.
Yeah.
And unless you push back hard enough, it might just overwhelm us if we're not ready.
It's a war of attrition to some extent. But in that last game, what do you think went wrong for Steven?
I'd say the Mewtwo was doing a good job at getting those hits at just like keeping him off stage after a certain point, and that seemed to have been one of the more pivotal moments.
Yeah.
Just making sure that neutral was more of a scramble.
Yeah, it looked a bit hard in that sort of matchup, so I doubt we'll be seeing it again. But Crust now on the stage, I think this stage is better for Falco, probably.
Yeah, I think that middle platform Falco could short hop onto, making his neutral a bit easier.
A very good job dodging the lasers right now, really just trying to gain center control from Mewtwo's point of view. But right now you see Crust really taking back the stage, but getting hit in return at ledge. Looks like right now they're just really playing footsies, trying to feel each other out in this game, but Mewtwo does have a bit of a percent lead. Looks like Falco's Fair might have shield poke or it shield dropped quickly. But Falco gets hit down on the ground from that nair.
Oh, and his jump out shield getting caught by Mewtwo's forward air.
Yeah, that's something to really watch out for, especially in this game. Both players seem like they're just trying to learn each other's habits right now, but Crust is going on a tear right now with this combo, chaining those up airs together, getting those up tilts into the back air confirmed. False kill spark, though.
Almost killing at 80%. And the up smash, that will take it. 100% Mewtwo is too light to live that.
Crust was definitely watching the last game, really looking at Mewtwo's uppies into center stage, really trying to get back stage control. So
Gonna have to be careful and disadvantaged though, because Mewtwo does have some really big hitboxes that can just stuff out his recoveries.
Yeah, definitely. It's something to definitely look out for. But it looks like Krus is doing a really good job at reading what Mewtwo's going to do at the moment. Krus is in a scary situation, but goes for the wall jump back air. That was brave, to say the least. If Mewtwo let go of that down smash a little bit early, it would have been death. But looks like the back throw won't actually be managing to kill here. Looks like Krus is in a tough situation. If he can land a couple more hits, then I think he might be able to close out the stock. But right now, Mewtwo's set up for really any tilt at ledge will probably kill at this point, or up throw. So he, barely not killing.
Up air sending him back off stage. He has to get back to center stage, try get some stage control back, or the forward tilt.
The forward tilt. That's so sad to see, but it looks like Mewtwo is at enough of a percent where Krus could probably combo pretty easily right now. So we might see Krus be able to just take this stock out, but Mewtwo's doing a good job at keeping him in the disadvantage on that platform. Forward smash coming out from the Whift. I'm assuming that was an up air that came out. I'm not 100% sure, but the laser cantering Mewtwo's neutral B right now.
Oh, and the back air will take it.
Nice job from Krus. Really just hitting exactly what he needs to in that match. Getting those kill confirms at ledge that early was really what you needed to do in this type of matchup. And he just had great neutral game the entire way through.
And I feel like that was important for SNHU, as now we're only down by 1 stock, which I think will be important for the rest of this game.
Definitely, I could see that. But we have played them before, so I wonder who they're going to send out next.
I feel like against Falco, you want someone who can kind of get in and kind of outbox him.
Yeah.
But
I'm unsure. I'm unsure exactly who they played. I know they had a mean Byleth last time. That was probably one of their better players on their team that we saw.
They also had a Ridley, which was pretty decent. I think that Mewtwo is probably one of their better players.
Yeah, Mewtwo looked really solid in that matchup, especially versus Steven, really just knowing what to do, forward tilting and really just getting those neutral reads when he needed to. But Krus, in general, did a very good job at stopping Mewtwo's game plan, and if they send out the Ridley player, I could see this going pretty poorly, just due to the fact that Ridley is so big and has sort of similar weaknesses as Mewtwo.
Yeah, I feel like we'd see a similar situation with Ridley, where he would get comboed, get to around 78%, and then all it takes is 2 more interactions, and he could very well just die.
Yeah, 100%. Especially just due to how big he is and how little, like, Ridley's kind of weird because he doesn't have a lot of neutral and he doesn't really have good disadvantage. Like, he has like some neutral with Nair, but not as much as you really need compared to other heavies like Bowser, like DDD with Gordos.
I feel like he really excels in advantage state. I feel like that's definitely his strongest point.
It's just hard to get there, really, from what I've noticed.
So it really depend on how their players can keep Falco in disadvantage and how they can capitalize off of getting him to that point.
Oh, 100%. It looks like we're probably going to see SNHU sort of even things up, I'm assuming. They're just 1 stock down right now. So it really depends on who they send out. I think I'm missing another character, though, that might be a trouble for Falco, but I'm unsure. I exactly forget from when we last played. But what do you think Krus did well in that matchup?
I feel like his advantage state was really important there. We saw a lot of the times, even if he did drop a combo, he would immediately pick it back up with getting another hit to put him in further disadvantage. And he just pushes advantage state really well during that. And I feel like that was the deciding factor.
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing that also helped him a lot get out that second stock without getting too much percent was because of how long he lived. Like, he lived till like 159 or something.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, for Falco, that's really good. And it looked like Mewtwo was not really landing those tilts near like edge of stage. He was sort of doing it in mid stage and really couldn't pull out a smash attack when he needed to. So it kind of just led Krus to sort of snowball.
I feel like the Mewtwo couldn't really keep him out well enough in order to get that stock using his longer range tilts and aerials.
Yeah, definitely. But looks like we are going to be getting into game. Oh yes, the Wii Fit trainer. I forgot that they played Wii Fit. I think that this still might be decent for Krus. I'm not exactly sure on Wii Fit's matchups, as I just don't remember, or I don't really know Wii Fit very well.
Wii Fit's a bit of a weird character. No one really knows quite what they do or what they excel at, but they have a bit of an all-around.
Yeah, definitely. But Wii Fit has some really good combos. It looks like they didn't actually go for getting their down B buff at the start, maybe looking to kill with that, but it looks like Crust is just doing his usual, just comboing.
We see the Wii Fit's doing a lot of like up close and mid-range pressure here. Maybe trying to make Crust uncomfortable with the long range so he doesn't use lasers as much to get a bit of a percent lead from distance.
Yeah, definitely. I do see Wii Fit kind of out projectiling Crust though. Oh, but the ball hitting at like the perfect angle there. Crust will get back to ledge, but it's going to be hard for him to really do a lot. He gets back into center stage pretty well and is just really comboing Wii Fit right now, trying to get something off. But the grab missed on the loop. Looks like...
Oh, the back air will take it.
Yeah, that's...
Falco is a bit of a like medium, lighter weight character, so such a strong back air, like Wii Fit's back air, especially with I think, did they have deep breathing at that point?
I'm unsure if they did or not, but yeah, that's something to also look out for, as you mentioned before. Deep breathing is such a good tool inside of Wii Fit's arsenal. It just gives so much more damage. And Wii Fit's kind of weird, especially with like doing some stuff with volleyball in weird ways. Their hitbox also like forward smash can send in the opposite direction. One of the only characters that still does that in this game from Smash 4. So yeah, Wii Fit's a bit of a weirdo. But it will round. Perfectly air dodging, gets the wall jump to get back to center stage, but it looks like...
and the soccer bar will take it.
That's so unfortunate.
It's such a strange option you always have to look out for.
Yeah.
It's not like most projectiles that send it just a straight or like diagonal up. It's thrown at such a strange angle you have to be aware of, and also Wii Fit can just launch it sooner at a better angle.
Yeah.
It's just hard to deal with when you're in disadvantage, and I feel like that's Falco's weakest state, and they capitalized well off of it.
Yeah, they definitely did. Volleyball is such a weird option because you can like alley-oop it like all the way across the stage in like a crazy arc. You can hit it, I think, with neutral B as well. So there's a lot of weird sort of jank that you can do with volleyball. And Wii Fit's just one of those characters that you don't see a lot, but no one thinks is really bad. I think everyone thinks they're like a fine character, but Wii Fit mains will, at least from what I've heard, thinks the character's pretty good.
Yeah, Wii Fit can do a bit of everything. Their combos up close, we saw at the start, got around 30 to 40% off of one interaction, and then pushed advantage, got them to around, I want to say 70-ish%.
Yeah.
Wii Fit can apply pressure well, they're fast, they have projectiles, they can buff themselves, heal. It's all you really want in a character, I feel like.
They're also pretty good up-close brawler as well. I know Wii Fit has some like crazy combos with Nair as well, so it's really what you said kind of earlier into the game, that one of Falco's weaknesses is someone who can out-brawl them up close. I think Wii Fit was definitely a good option into this match, and it was very smart by the Eagles to pull it out.
Yeah, I would agree. That Nair from Wii Fit, it just applied so much pressure up close, and they just knew which buttons to press in different positions to keep on that pressure.
Yeah, definitely. Who do you think SNHU is going to send out?
I feel like they're going to send out the Pokemon Trainer.
Pokemon Trainer Quackers?
Yep.
I think that Pokemon Trainer is definitely a good option just due to its versatility as a character. I feel like it can also zone out Wii Fit pretty easily with Ivysaur, and Squirtle might be able to outbrawl them. I'm not 100% sure, but I know like Squirtle has some insane frame data that can just really do kind of whatever. Like a lot of people say like Squirtle as a separate character would still be like high tier. So yeah,
Squirtle is crazy. He has tech chase potential. He has combos for days. He can gimp you using water gun.
Yep.
Like as a character alone, I think Squirtle would do fine in this game.
Yeah.
But put him together with Ivysaur and Charizard, and you have a top tier.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like Quackers is also really confident on Ivysaur from what we've seen. Because Ivysaur just has some of the largest disjointed hitboxes in the game. It's just so annoying when you just up B and get down aired, and then up B and then get down aired again, and then you up B and then you get down aired again and you die. Like it's or like up air change just on platforms with Ivysaur into an up B or something.
Doing 60% with the up airs alone.
Yeah, Pokemon Trainer is such a crazy character. Looks like in Pro Play, though, a lot of people dropped Pokemon Trainer more to just experiment with other stuff, but I think Pokemon Trainer is probably still like high tier, one of the best characters in the game.
Just a bit more difficult than other characters, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think that's why people started dropping them a bit ago.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this match goes. I think, at least on this stage, probably, Pokemon Trainer has an advantage. I know this is one of their favorite stages.
Oh, Quackers is playing very patiently, just trying to find that opening hit and getting a combo. Oh, got the dash attack. We have the Wii Fit at ledge.
Looks like right now Quacker's just really trying to play patient and get those sort of easy combo options. Looks like they will be getting a back air though, and Squirtle just has some insane combos as we were mentioning before. Oh, the shift actually into Ivysaur stopped the ball, but the up B comes out. Might be able to edge guard here.
He did lose his jump.
Cancel. Okay, looks like they will be getting a grab. Oh, up air to get the air dodge. The jab sort of hit backwards on Quacker's shield, but the neutral B will come out with the side B to get Quackers on ledge. Looks like Wii Fit Trainer right now will be trying to edge guard Ivysaur as best as possible. With that tether, it's really hard though.
Yeah, we saw there Quackers was trying to get a little bit of a cheeky downer off. Trying to get that, I wouldn't say early stock, but just unexpected kill on the Wii Fit. And right now he's being very patient and neutral, realizing that any straight hit could lead to a kill from the Wii Fit right now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Wii Fit has really good edge guards right now. Oh, that was so scary. That could have been death if he grounded there. But looks like Quackers is going to opt to switch into Charizard, who has better kill potential and decent zoning options with forward air, or with back air and forward tilt. But it looks like he might do it just due to the weight class of the character. But any straight hit from Charizard could kill Wii Fit here. But that ball almost landing might have been the end for Quackers, but it looks like it didn't hit. Right now they're just at ledge, hoping to get any stray hit, and it looks like Charizard will be able to get that, even though he was at higher percent the weight class. Oh, and it looks like a reversal immediately as they go into this. Looks like Quackers will be trying to get combos right now, immediately going into this.
Oh, great combo from Quackers there, going from 0 to 40, pushing his advantage state a little further, keeping the Wii Fit at ledge. Very strong position for Squirtle, and super uncomfortable for almost every character.
Oh yeah, 100%. Looks like Squirtle's really just trying to combo as best as possible, but Wii Fit can really output that damage in return, but that forward air into up air might have been death for Wii Fit if that up E hit, but the down air barely whiffing. Looks like Ivysaur will just be trying to edge guard right now, but the up B didn't actually land. Up air might be it, but it didn't look like it. Looks like Wii Fit will be able to get back on ledge. Up smash barely whiffing onto the Ivysaur. Will switch in Charizard though, hoping that the kill power might be able to squeeze something out. Wii Fit is currently at 114 right now. Something to always look out for is that Charizard up smash, but it looks like he ran into the ball. The up B barely whiffing and the up smash as well. Looks like the up smash will come out for Quackers though.
That was very scary for both players there. Charizard being such a heavy character with such strong up-close kill options like up smash, up B. I'm surprised it didn't connect earlier.
Yeah, that was honestly a bit of a surprise, but right now Quackers is on Ivysaur right now. It's a pretty good option really for zoning. Looks like right now he's just trying to get some decent damage on Wii Fit, trying to get the best setup for next stock as possible. It looks like he's doing a decent job right now sort of zoning out, but he will die at any single point. If Hope can get this stock out, it will be danger, but that down air whiffing the up B to sort of disjoint hit off that ledge will allow Quackers to get back to stage and get the grab. Up B barely missing. Looks like Quackers will have hops on the edge, but right now this is such a scary situation.
He keeps on trying to swim away with those soccer balls. The back throw not being able to kill quite yet. Not being a very potent kill throw. This is a very scary position for both players. All it takes is one good hit, and either of them could lose their stock.
This is such a scary situation to be in. Charizard is at 185. This is so terrifying to be in, but any like an up smash will kill perfectly on Wii Fit right now. Wii Fit's a bit of a medium weight character, but it looks like Quackers is doing a good job really to trying to get his options, but the player blitz
and
will
the side B. Such a ballsy option coming out from Quackers there. The Wii Fit missing their down tilt, and in that end leg, he just completely charged at him.
Amazing play by Quackers, really just showing how versatile Pokemon Trainer is. But that Wii Fit player, Hops, did a really good job in this game at being able to get as much of an advantage as he could. You know, we saw him completely take down Crust and take off one stock from Quackers as well. So he did get his 3, and yeah, it was just pretty well played.
That Wii Fit really just seemed to have a good understanding of how to press their advantage as far as they could whenever they got the hit. It just seemed to be a blur after they got the hit, and it was, oh, they're at 70% now.
Yeah, Wii Fit does a lot of damage. So, like, you usually see, like, heavier weight characters really have these hard hits and really can only get a couple interactions. But Wii Fit's kind of hits like Incineroar, but can also combo a little bit and as projectiles. It's sort of a weird character to see. Obviously, definitely doesn't hit as hard as Incineroar, but definitely hits harder than like a Falco would.
Yeah, true. Plus, with all those strange moves that you have to deal with Wii Fit, it's such a matchup check. Like, we saw a few times in there, the Wii Fit would neutral air and then forward tilt backwards and send them straight up.
Yeah, it's such a weird character just because of the like odd hitboxes. Like we saw Jab too, like poke shield multiple times. It hit backwards at one point, launching Quackers sort of back a little bit. It's just sort of a weird character. Really has some of those Smash 4 hitboxes coming off. It seems like they just kind of have like hitboxes on their like hands and feet just at all times.
Yeah, it seems like everything they do, there's a hitbox.
Yeah, definitely. And like it's kind of hard to really figure out when they whiff something, which was a very good play by Quackers as well, because whiffing that dash attack on ledge into that flare bits was such a good read and really just good reaction to know that he could even do that in the first place.
Yeah, and flare blitz being such a strong move with that much rage, it's definitely gonna kill at that percent, regardless of where it is on stage.
What do you think Eagles should do really about this Pokemon trainer at the moment?
I think the Pokemon trainer is going to be a pretty threatening presence for the rest of their team, as we do know they have a Ridley and a Byleth left.
Yeah.
And both of those characters, they might do good against one or two of the Pokemon, but being able to swap at any time, I say that they don't really have a good person or character to put in at this point.
Yeah, I could see Ridley having a really hard time with Squirtle, really with that combo, and also edge guarding Ivysaur with that tether is going to be so hard, because one thing that Ridley's good at is really just going off stage and just pressing Nair at ledge, stopping someone. But with that tether and being able to do really Pokemon trainer stuff where you can just like down B and then get back to stage with Charizard, it's going to be hard for them to do a lot. It looks like they did put in Ridley, so we could see some really interesting odd plays getting into this game.
No, and we almost saw Quackers from SNHU SDing twice instead of once.
That would have been unfortunate to say the least. Definitely forgot that he had a couple stocks left. But as we're seeing, really, Squirtle's just pressing neutral and Ridley doesn't have a lot of options. Back air did get out, breaking the combo, but doing 2 dash attacks in a row, you know, if it doesn't work once, just do it again.
Yep, and we have Ivysaur, who has an incredible advantage in this game. Again, one of Ridley's weaker spots, and I feel as though both of those characters are going to be pivotal in this game.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's going to be really scary, though, for this Ridley, as they are at a higher percent right now. They do have the weight advantage, though, on Ivysaur, and I think Charizard as well, being one of the heavier characters in the game. But it's going to be scary because Ivysaur can pretty much just out-hitbox you the entire game, as we've been seeing, really just keeping them on stage. But it looks like Quackers might switch out to Charizard for those threatening kill options with that forward tilt, back air, and up smash really being able to come out whenever.
Yeah, we have the Battle of the Dragons coming out right now. It's time to see who can hit a little harder, take out the stock first.
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be hard for Charizard to do a decent amount. Oh, the side B almost killed, but we've seen that side B whiff kill Sparkle a couple times. But that coming out, reading the Nair, that was insane play by Quackers to know that he could even do that in that situation, realizing that he could or neutral get up. But it looks like Quackers is in a little bit of a scary situation just because he's at 140 right now. We'll be able to get, the dash attack almost being able to kill, barely being able to get back to ledge right now. You will see Ridley sort of just trying to zone them, but Charizard does manage to get back on stage. We'll get the grab, getting Ridley to about 59% right now and being able to edge guard them. Forward tilt did sweet spot with the flames, as you saw, but back air being terrifying in this situation. Ridley does get center stage again, being able to use forward tilt and that neutral B to edge guard, or try to edge guard as best as possible, with the back air being able to come out right now in this game. Side B being able to shoot him all the way across stage, getting the kill.
And sadly, Quackers not being able to mash down time too high percent. So that side B will be a threatening kill option at later percents like that.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that down tilt perfectly putting Quackers on that platform, not really being able to do a lot. But looks like Ivysaur might just be able to zone with side B. They did a whole lot there. Ridley is at 122, but Quackers is down a stock, so this is a bit of a scary situation. Oh, but just air dodging, spot dodging right now, all the back and forth right now, but it looks like Charizard will be on ledge, stopping Ridley's up B with neutral B. I didn't know that's how that worked, but Ridley will get the dash attack, but barely not being able to kill. Oh, this is such a scary situation, but the up B super armor coming through the perfect time. Back air barely whiffing. We'll be able to find an edge guard here, maybe, but the up smash not hitting, but the forward tilt on the side B startup will be able to net that kill.
Swatting away that grabbing hand there, he says, no sir, please, I don't want whatever you're handing out.
Yeah, 100%. But right now, Charizard is at such a high percent that this is so scary right now. But if a couple neutral actions hit for Charizard doing so much damage, might be able to get back, but it looks like Ridley will be able to put Charizard on the ledge. Ridley is just trying to zone out with forward tilt, but the dash attack being hit by the Nair. Up being back to ledge, just barely gets back. 2-frame with down tilt doesn't hit, but the side B catches Charizard,
and that
barely
will
killing
take it. Yeah, that side B, as we said earlier, such a threatening kill option, able to drag you all the way to the ledge where it's most prominently going to kill.
Yeah, definitely. And that was some insane play by Quackers. Being able to take 2 stocks in that match was such a good thing for SNHU. We are still down 1 stock, but if Insignia, our last player, can really pull through getting this last stock off Ridley, we might be able to see a pretty even game.
Yeah, I feel as though we're going to see a bit more of Insignia's gameplay than we normally get the pleasure to.
Yeah, definitely. It's something to look out for as well, because Insignia, we saw him at Granite State Grind. He looked like he was doing really good.
Yeah, Insignia is a very prominent player, both in SNHU and just the New Hampshire PR scene.
Yep. He's 4th, I think, right?
I believe so. He is 4th, so he is a state-level threat.
Yeah, definitely. It's something to really watch out for right now. But I could see Insignia either pulling out Corrin or Bowser, really what he feels comfortable with. I think Corrin has definitely, as we've seen throughout the year, gotten better and better over time, especially at Granite State Grind, where we saw him get to grand finals just with Corrin.
Yeah, both his Corrin and his Bowser are incredibly threatening.
Yeah, definitely. But one thing that we have to watch out for Eagles as well is they're sort of an ace in the hole, which is that Byleth player. Byleth player did an absolute number on our last team. And, you know, it was pretty even sort of towards the end, but that Byleth player is such a threatening option for Eagles to throw out. It could be a bit scary for Insignia.
Yeah, I would say that if it does end up turning into, say, Byleth versus Corrin, then both characters are going to occupy around the same area.
Yeah.
With Corrin having a slightly better projectile. But
yeah,
it's going to be a bit of a strange mid-range play if it does come down to that.
Yeah, definitely. I could see it being a bit hard, though, for Corrin, as they won't really be able to get those juggle opportunities needed. Like, they will be able to juggle Byleth really well, but to get in on Byleth is really the hard part due to Byleth's Nair and Fair being such good zoning tools. But we're not really going into Byleth match just yet. We're going to the Ridley match. Do you think Insignia is going to play Bowser or Corrin?
I'd say it's a bit of a hard situation.
Corrin.
I'd say it's going to be playing Corrin.
Yeah, we just heard from production that Insignia will be playing Corrin, probably, unless production was lying to me. But we will see them probably be playing Corrin, which I think is a decent matchup into Ridley. Corrin being able to juggle these very big type of bodies is such an advantage for the character, as Corrin's kind of just a juggler.
Yeah, Corrin has such an impressive advantage state. You really feel like you can't do anything. And with Ridley being such a large character and so light on top of that, I feel like he's just going to explode.
Also having not the best disadvantage as well, I could see being really hard. And I think Corrin probably has better neutral in general, just due to him being a sword character. Yeah, it's going to be something to really watch out for. Hopefully Insignia can get really stuff going, but it looks like he will be able to get that side B in neutral and just juggle, as we mentioned before, getting that up air, back air string, but the pin barely missing on ledge. Ridley's already at 74%, and he just got hit for the first time in the game. This is looking really scary for Eagles right now.
Yeah, Corrin has such an impressive mid-range, and Ridley, he feels kind of like a budget swordy almost, where he wants to keep you out, but he does have to use his own body to do so, which is not favorable.
Yeah.
And that will take the stock. On the second stun, it's pure knockback.
Yep, definitely. Well, Ridley has such like a horizontal recovery route that's kind of hard for them to do a lot, especially because of how big they are, because Corrin can really just send that projectile out and just stop Ridley from recovering. Yeah,
that projectile was perfectly placed there, and I'd say perfectly charged as well.
Yeah, definitely.
He knew exactly where to position it in order to take that stock.
And one thing that I will give to SNHU in this is Insignia currently has the momentum. Even though that was only one stock and you really didn't see him do a lot, he's already warmed up for this match. I'm assuming Eagles was sort of like playing, you know, with their players sort of behind, sort of warming them up. But Insignia's hot right now. being able to really just get a little bit of practice in. But one thing that I think this match is just going to be really interesting because Byleth Corrin, I wonder who really has the better mid-range. I feel like Corrin has better frame data, but Byleth just hits so hard.
Yeah, I feel like Byleth will slightly outrange, so you have to kind of put them in an uncomfortable position and use your own frame data in order to capitalize on that discomfort.
I think Byleth also has probably a worse disadvantage than Corrin. I'm not 100% sure exactly on the frame data there in Airs, but I think Byleth probably has a worse disadvantage. Like, I know Pin can do some weird stuff, but, you know, it is an even game right now, completely even. So we will see sort of the game of champions come out right now. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, we already saw Insignia. He seems to already be rolling through their players, as on that first stock, he barely took 8%. I feel as though this is going to be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing that I'd give to the Eagles as well is their Byleth players we saw before is really, really good. They were really the strong point of the team when they fought SNHU Yellow. There's something to look out for because really SNHU's team and this team really have sort of the same player dynamics where they have all good players in the front, but then they have these really great anchors in the back.
I'd say SNHU definitely does thrive in terms of its anchors. Those have been the make or break players for quite a few games at this point.
Yeah, 100%. And it's something to really just watch out for. And as we're getting into this match, really what I think is going to happen is we're just going to see Corrin kind of just play safe, really try to open up with any type of opening combo starter as possible. And Byleth's just going to try to zone as much as they can. I don't really see Byleth going for some crazy like Nair down tilt stuff. Or like, also, did we see Byleth do any like up B stuff at ledge? I don't think we did.
I don't believe so. I feel like the Byleth is mostly just going to be happy staying back, swinging the spear, swinging the sword, just trying to keep him out, and occasionally getting that hit and trying to keep him at ledge.
Yeah, well, one strong point to Byleth's game plan as well is really trying to get those up Bs at the perfect percent on ledge. I think it's like at 49 around that. But yeah, it's something to really watch out for. It looks like one of the players might be signaling to us that a K rule might be happening. Is the enemy team playing K rule?
I believe
is he playing K rule?
I believe that we have a K rule that's going to be popping up on screen. As we've seen from previous games, K rule can be a very interesting character.
I don't know about this. I feel like I'd rather go Byleth than K rule into Corrin. I feel like Corrin just completely wins at like juggling heavy characters. Like, I feel like that's one of their best strong points is being able to juggle.
Yeah, I would have to agree on that. We had Ridley come out, and now we have Ridley with a hat coming out.
Yeah,
and I feel like we're gonna see a similar situation, just a few more stocks to play with.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be interesting to see. You know, I think K-Rool definitely has a decent neutral in comparison to the armor, but Corrin just has some interesting hitbox, but I think it's going to be hard for K-Rool to do a lot in this match. I would feel like I would much rather than violence.
Yeah, as we can see here, just Corrin's being so oppressive in that mid-range, and the K-Rool's just having to swing in order to try to stop it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my god, that pin almost landed. If that timber, I think that might have killed, but K-Rool's kind of a big boy, so maybe not. Oh my god, the force match almost landed, but the suck managed to barely get him. A cannonball will be going on Insignia, having to waste his jump. He does roll in, gets back center control, trying to zone out with back airs right now. K-Rool is at a pretty high percent, but I don't think he's at kill percent just yet. Nair coming through, sending Insignia off stage. Looks like Insignia will be able to get back up, wasting double jump, but the forward smash kit is coming out. Neutral B will get canceled by K-Rool's armor, though. I didn't know that's how that happened, but right now Corrin holds up and Pin just barely missing. Not sure what happened there. The neutral B canceling the crown. Insignia is doing a really good job right now, sort of just stopping K-Rool's projectiles in the best way that they can. But it's going to look pretty difficult in this situation. Corrin's at such a high percent that this is really scary. Force Smash barely getting parried. That was so scary. Through. That's so unfortunate for Insignia, but really good for K-Rool in this matchup. It looks like K-Rool might just have the armor and be able to just do some weird stuff in this matchup.
And we see here, at the ledge again, such a scary position for both players. Oh, the hero being sent off stage. We know Insignia can't get those kills while they're off stage pretty consistently. But the dash attack will take it. Such a strong move. super threatening.
Yeah, that's honestly really scary. Oh, but the forward smash, the forward special, being able to get that active hitbox on that up smash, but the down air coming out, being able to hit Caleb, but Orange gets grounded into a forward smash with such high damage in this matchup. Looks like Insignia is playing it a bit more safe than he usually is. We'll be able to just combo K-Rool right now. Up smash coming through, getting some good damage, but no knockback. Both players are at 10%. Oh my God.
But they'll take it. That returning crown is super threatening.
That's so unfortunate. Not really expecting the up smash and Misty eyeing. It's a bit unfortunate in this match. But SNHU does have another game and knows all of the characters that will be coming out. So I feel like SNHU definitely has a chance to take game 2.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, SNHU will be able to formulate a plan as which players to send in, who to start with, who to have as anchors, and just...
I think probably SNHU's best option, if I had to put it, would probably be Quackers at the start. Pokemon Trainer is just so versatile that really anyone that they send out, it's going to really, even if they're good into 2 of the characters, they're probably not good into all 3.
Yeah, that's the thing about Pokemon Trainer. It's a very good, hazing out the enemy kind of character, where even if it is one that you don't want to play against, you don't really have a bad matchup, and the other players will be able to, at the very least, see what they do. And I feel as though Pokemon Trainer is a bit similar to each of the characters that SNHU does have. You have Charizard, who wants to stay more mid-range, swing with longer attacks. You have the Boxer up close. You have a bit of a mid-range, kind of just finding those nice mid-percent kill confirms with Ivysaur. And I feel as though that kind of...
And Squirtle's, Squirtle, with sort of similar to Mario, which is the crazy vantage state that they have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both... SNHU, I feel, has a very balanced team composition, and if they do play it right, I believe that they will be able to take this.
Oh yeah, 100%. I said that K-Rool might not be good into Corrin, but I think actually I misunderstood the matchup a little bit. I think one thing that you had to look out for in that match was really K-Rool's armor stopping Corrin's juggles. Corrin is mostly a juggle character. They really have those quick confirms to get you up into the air and then just try to keep you in the air as much as possible. But the K-Rool can just kind of nair and get down, which I didn't really expect in the matchup. I still think it's probably favorable for Corrin just due to the frame data, but I think it's definitely more even than I sort of expected.
Yeah, I feel as though Corrin does excel in a bit more of a traditional advantage state, and when you add that kind of X factor with K-Rool's armor, it can kind of mess that up a bit. Because Corrin doesn't have a very good air movement speed, so once they're going towards you, they kind of have to commit to that juggle.
Yeah, definitely. I could see it being a bit more difficult than I initially thought, and it was just unfortunate to see Insignia really miss those couple DIs on that dash attack and then up smash. Probably just not expecting how quick the options would come out. Really, they were kind of very random, and one thing in high-level play is that you can kind of just throw out stuff that wouldn't necessarily be best for the situation and catch a high-level player off guard because they're always expecting the best thing to come out.
Very true. K-Rool just being a bit of a weird character. That returning crown is a great example. Most people won't expect that to hit them if they already hit the K-Rool, for example, or if they're just trying to pressure, they might forget about it occasionally. But as we saw there, it can lead to devastating confirms like that return crown up smash. Even though at that distance, it seemed like the crown would just go right back to K-Rool and not hit.
Yeah, 100%. It's very weird options come out, but we're actually going to be throwing to break pretty soon. We're going to be going into second game fairly shortly, so stay tuned for after the break, and we will see you then. Okay, so actually, it looks like there will be a match in progress. We'll slow to come off the break. Sorry about that. But we will be seeing a Greninja come out. I didn't actually know that they played Greninja, but Insignia is actually starting. Maybe a bit tilted off that last game. Just really not expecting that. So I hope Insignia can do a lot in this. But being able to get that tipper on that forward smash is really good.
I'd say Corrin in this matchup, I feel like they do pretty well. Greninja just kind of wants to bait and punish a bit, but Corrin can hopefully play a bit more patient than the Greninja. Although being such a fast character, it is very annoying to deal with.
Oh yeah, 100%. One thing that I could see really being hard for Corrin is oh my god, the pin tipper. Insignia is just so good at landing those pin tippers exactly when he needs to at kill percent, which is really one of the best kill options that Corrin has. You know, he does have back air, but it's really hard to confirm it unless you like nair or like down tilt to the Jair at like ledge. So it's really difficult. But Insignia is at a stock lead right now, is at ledge, will get forward tilted. Oh, and the side B will kill. Really want to just Greninja just basic bread and butters. And right now, we'll just be playing neutral again, but Corrin does look to have advantage. They will get reversed by Greninja though. Greninja kind of just really strives at these early game percents, being able to really get those tech cases that they need to. And being able to have light shurikens in this matchup is such a good tool.
Yeah, Greninja being able to use those shurikens just to pressure from a distance is going to be super valuable for that player. And as we see here, they're just weaving in and out of Insignia's range, just trying to get him to swing and then punch immediately after.
Yeah, 100%. But that down air on platform is just such a good option. Pin actually is grounding though, which is unfortunate, but forward smash coming out barely killing for Insignia.
Catching the end lag of that side B, just trying to recover a little too low there, and not being able to recover before the forward smash gets out.
Oh, but the down tilt will be able to actually allow Insignia to get out of disadvantage there really well. Right now, Insignia is really sort of just taking the game home just with damage, you know. It's a stock up, and Greninja's already at 63%. But one thing that he's doing really well is just sort of playing around Greninja's like range. Greninja kind of has a bubble of just damage around him that you have to watch out for, and Corrin's really just playing outside of that range. So Greninja's doing such a good job at these early spec facing, really what they need to do with the character. Greninja's sort of similar to Fox. You know, I hear a lot of Fox mains say that like, oh, Greninja's better, and I see a lot of Greninja mains say Fox is better. So they kind of argue a lot, but really, Greninja's at kill percent right now, and you kind of have to watch out for it. But Greninja does have decent kill moves with fair and being able to side B, as we just saw earlier in the match. So maybe Greninja will be able to do something, but shielding the pin, jumping out of it, not being able to get a punish. But Insignia does have Pollock at 110%. This is so scary, but Greninja going so deep, but the downer being able to stage spike. So unfortunate.
Yeah, just hitting right under the ledge and just sucking him right into the stage. Saying him at such an unfortunate angle, even Greninja with his water hydro pump, not being able to make it back from that.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that was just really good play, as we saw. I think one thing that really lended Insignia the win there was being able to extend his advantage state a little bit longer than Greninja. Greninja kind of got a lot of good stuff on platforms in the game, but one problem with Pokemon Stadium is that Greninja's up tilt and none of Greninja's moves can really do anything to jab block on platform. There's nothing that you can do.
The most that he could get off of sending Insignia onto a platform is a nair or an up air right below the platform to hopefully get another tech chase.
Maybe even up smash, but it's sort of weird sometimes because Greninja's up smash isn't necessarily reliable. Even in situations like that, like I have up smashed as Greninja while they're on like a Pokemon Stadium platform, and only the first hit of up smash actually lands.
Yeah, it's super character specific for when that'll actually work. And also something that we saw in that previous game, both players getting sent to the platforms a lot, but Insignia being able to capitalize just a bit better off. And I feel as though that was one of the many factors that just led to him two-stocking the Greninja.
Yeah, definitely. And as we're going to this match, I wonder who the counter response to Insignia's Corrin is going to be. You know, they're putting their carry out front, and that's really something to watch out for. It's like pulling your goalie out in hockey. It's something that's really showing aggression and really just trying to get as much of an advantage as possible to roll the team, and hopefully your players in the back can go it out. But it looks like it's going to be a rematch between Insignia and the K-Rool.
Maybe they're hoping that the K-Rool will be able to close out Insignia's stocks once again. and
Yeah.
take it. Hopefully they won't take too many casualties. That might be what their thought process is. We have Insignia who's playing an aggressive mid and close range game right now, and K-Rool being able to swat away using his armor consistently. We might have to see a bit more of a patient gameplay from SNHU's player here.
Oh yeah, 100%. And Insignia looks like he's getting into it really hard in this match. As you see on the player cam, he's really like intense stare. So it looks like he's a bit angry from last match, DIing 2 moves wrong. So hopefully we'll be able to get something out, but definitely good damage off that forward smash on a K-Rool. But one thing that you have to watch out for K-Rool's armor, just so terrifying to look at. But Insignia's doing a really good job right now of knowing when to stop his combos, not really overextending like last match a lot, and is able to keep K-Rool off to the side very well. Side B will come through to get K-Rool enough armor to get back to ledge, but Brown is gone, and the neutral get up read with the forward smash from Insignia. That was so vital in this matchup. Being able to sort of even up the stocks is so good right now, but Insignia is at 84, so he has to watch out. K-Rool does a lot of damage, so it's really scary in this type of match. It looks like Insignia will just be trying to get center stage. We'll be able to get a grab on K-Rool, being able to get maybe some combos off, but the counter coming through to stop that untrue combo.
Yeah, we see here that Insignia is playing really patient, just trying to get the K-Rool to hit a button and then immediately get punished for it.
Yeah, definitely. It's something to watch out for, but will be able to get stuck by the blunderbuss. Something scary to watch out for, but Insignia does get back to stage. Oh my god, almost gets spiked, but DI's in very well. We'll be able to get a grab right now.
Yeah,
We'll be able to roll away from the crown.
Insignia seems to be inside the K-Rool's head, just knowing what he wants to do. He's perfectly weaving around these potential kill options and just extending his stock as far as he possibly
Corn's
can.
at 184 right now. This is so scary. Really, any hit from K-Rool will kill, and that will probably end the stock perfectly. Charging it, though, setting at that weird angle. I'm not sure if he could expect that. It looks like he might. That was weird. But Insignia will be able to get K-Rool to such a high percent that he might just be able to close out the stock early. Oh, the pin almost two-framing, barely does it though. Will be able to get back center control, and pin's so good in this matchup, especially into K-Rool, because it seems like it doesn't get armored through as easily as some of Corn's other moves, like his fair. But the back air will come out, killing, evening up the stocks. Insignia is going on a tear right now, angry from last match.
Yeah, Insignia taking 5 stocks already. Just such an insane player. We see time and time again how skilled he is.
Oh my god, perfectly getting that lock with, oh my god, the forward smash coming out perfectly. Looks like the side B will come out. Oh my god,
the stage spike taking the stock. He was not ready to tech that.
Insane, and you see the crowd pop off. Insignia standing up, taking off his headset perfectly.
I think it's a well-deserved pop-off. He got his revenge on that K-Rool player. He's taken 6 stocks, and anything past this, it's just extra credit.
Yeah, it's just extra credit at this point past this. Very well played by Insignia, really just going on a tear, being so angry and so fueled from that last match with that K-Rool, being able to just take so much on his way through.
And I feel like we're going to see him take a little bit more before he's done.
It looks like Insignia is mentioning that Wii Fit might be coming out, which will be interesting pick in a Corn. I wonder how the matchup will go. I think Insignia might be able to take a stock off here, maybe even 2, because Corn really outranges Wii Fit with invincible moves like, Sortie. Sortie's got invincible moves. But Insignia is just on so much of a rampage right now with that anger just fueling every little neutral interaction that he can make, that I could see Insignia maybe taking 2 stocks off.
Insignia, if you noticed in the previous game, he would dash in and out of the K-Rool's range, just waiting for him to do an option and perfectly punish it.
Perfectly.
Yeah, that neutral get-up, the attack get-up that he did was completely baited. He dashed in, dashed out, forward smashed on a read.
So perfect. And getting that forward smash on that neutral get-up, realizing that K-Rool was neutral get-upping over and over and over again is so good. But being on the stage, I wonder if this is a good pick, because I feel like this is also one of Corn's good stages, because Ken can do some weird stuff on both platforms.
Yeah, I'd say that it's going to be an interesting game on this stage, as that middle platform can kind of alleviate some pressure from those projectiles. We see the advantage state starting here for Corn. Advantage is dropped. They're just trying to... Oh, Wii Fit's in the corner.
It looks like Corn just doing a really good job at sort of zoning out Wii Fit, just outranging him perfectly. But a lot of these stray projectiles is really hitting Corn right now. It's something to watch out for. Wii Fit's such a weird character that it's a bit difficult to do a lot versus him. But it looks like Insignia might be down just a little bit in percent. Getting that side B going into the corner, though. Wonder if you expected Wii Fit to dash attack the other direction and maybe avoid it. But looks like Insignia will just be playing neutral right now. Hopefully trying to get a little bit more percent for maybe a kick confirm. But it looks like Ops will just be able to, at the moment, just zone out Corrin with those projectiles and be able to get those like slightly vital tilts to send him off the with that forward tilt.
Yeah, that forward tilt is a very threatening option, even without deep breathing. It's still one of the most prevalent kill options. It's fast, it hits hard, it sends it a great angle for a kill move, and it's, yeah, as we saw, it's good. Take the last stock.
Definitely really good, but Insignia went on an absolute tear, taking out 2 whole players, which is something to just something to be proud of, really. And it looks like we might be sending in Rotten Lunch.
I think that would be a good...
no, looks like he's just going to the bathroom. Sorry about that. But I wonder who SNHU is going to send out.
I feel like we're either going to send out Quackers with the Pokemon Trainer again, because just such a hard character to deal with, as being 3 good characters already. Yeah. And it's either going to be that, or we might see potentially Rotten Lunch with the Cloud or the Ike coming out. Another sword character, Wii Fit, trying to box with a sword isn't going to work out too great for her. And
yeah, 100%. I think that it's definitely a decent option. I could see that maybe... wonder who's going to go up right now, really looking into the console cave, seeing really what's going on. Looks like he might be sending up Quackers. Unsure. I don't think they've really decided yet who they're going to send up versus the Wii Fit. But yeah, I definitely am excited for this game because we saw the Wii Fit really do a lot versus Crust the last game. So it's something to really watch out for in this game, because Wii Fit's, as we mentioned, a really weird character, and they really have a lot of good options. They're very good at long range, and they're also very good at close range. So you really have to get a good mid-range sort of threat and someone that can really do a lot in this match. But it looks like we will be sending in Quackers. And yeah, I think this is probably a good idea. Being able to outrange Wii Fit with Ivysaur's back airs and side Bs is really good. I think also the fact that we saw, at least last game that they played, what is it? The Ivysaur's side B actually stops Soccer Ball.
Yeah, Ivysaur, I feel like, is going to be a very strong pick, and hopefully a bit stronger than Wii Fit in that mid-range. And yeah, Ivysaur having a lot more kill confirms for those back air, forward air, down throw, all going into that up B. And if it connects with the sweet spot, being able to kill at absurdly early percents.
Yeah, definitely. It's something to really watch out for. And I would also not write home about Squirtle as well, because I think Squirtle is a really good combo character, and we really saw it used to absolute advantage in the last match. Looks like we will be going into this game right now, and I'm really excited to see sort of a rematch between these players as before, because we did see Hops actually down a stock last time, which kind of allowed Quackers to really get the kills, but it looked like Quackers did a really good job. One thing with Squirtle as well is they could just get out of a lot of the combos.
Yeah, as we see here, though, Squirtle just being able to get that insane pressure going, and the
spike. Oh my god, the spike.
Oh, but Quacker's unfortunately losing his stock.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but it resets it back to neutral, you know.
Yeah, both players down a stock, so that is still mileage for SNHU. If SNHU goes down a stock every time Juniata does at this point, we would still win.
Yeah, 100%. It's Oh my god, stage spiking again, but wasn't able to get back actually surprising, but the running out. Oh my god, that was insane. Barely not killing though. We saw the crowd sort of scream in the back here, but you know, sending out Charizard for these sort of outranged kill options seems like a good idea. Oh, but the Squirtle!
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
We've seen two incredible stocks taken from Quackers here.
yeah, that was absolutely like just a good read on their part to be able to know that they could do that. But the volleyball coming out, Quackers is at a really high percent, so it's something to watch out for. We'll have to make a player blitz here to get back to stage. Oh my god, just grabbing and not bouncing off the stage. But will get grabbed. It might send them back off stage. It's terrifying for Quackers, but they are up stock. This is really good right now for them. If they can get a couple percent, this should be pretty good into the matchup.
And as we know, Charizard can live to absurdly high percents, and Quacker just being a good player and realizing how to increase his survivability, I feel as though it wouldn't be surprised if we saw him reach maybe even 200% before his stock gets taken.
Yeah, 100%. Unless like a rogue back air at ledge is going to come out, we're really seeing Quackers play pretty safe. Only getting hit by some of those fast options. Looks like Quackers doing a really good job of just knowing when he's overextending. But being able to just get any like combo like that is just so vital in this match. Or any percent matters really right now. It looks like that doesn't kill. Charizard is just so heavy. But being able to get back to ledge right now to have another option is so good. But the side B coming out perfectly. He won't be able to do that again. That's really the ace.
Yeah, I'd say at this point the Wii Fit is definitely right for those kind of YOLO options. And Quackers, again, living to 223. Such incredible survivability from this player. Just realizing how to get hit and just not die.
Yeah, it's honestly really good power that Quackers has because they're really not taking any like unnecessary risks. Like I saw maybe one rogue dash attack, but that forward not killing is actually really good. Being able to edge guard right now with Charizard is just so good. Just due to those long moves. But really, an up smash right now would kill. It looks like Quacker's just trying to save the stock as best as it can to sort of just go on a roll, really give them any advantage they can. But the dash attack coming out, oh my god, the up.
And on the top platform with 200%, that will take it. Maximum rage Charizard, insane kill power. We see Quackers clutching out both his stock and the opponents. Just perfectly played there.
Just amazing play by Quackers. He did so well at just spacing perfectly around Refit Trainer. Really just going in for like a 4 tilt at mid-range, which Refit can really contest, and then shielding perfectly to stop Refit from getting any options. He knew the perfect spacing to make sure Refit couldn't hit him.
Yeah, and the times he did get hit, it felt as though he positioned himself in just such a way that the Wii Fit wouldn't be able to kill him off of it. And as we saw, he just took that percent and added it onto his own knockback, and at 113%, I think it was, just killing with the up throw on the PS2 platform.
Yeah, definitely. It was just very well played. But the Wii Fit trainer did a really good job as well. Wii Fit really just knew what to do, especially in mid-range, really getting out those quick tilts to get off the damage. One thing that it's sort of seeming as I'm watching Wii Fit more, going in through these matches, that like you'll get hit like twice and you'll just be at like 40. Feels like Wii Fit doesn't actually hit you a lot. Then you look at your percent, you're like, oh my god, I'm at such high percent. I'm like at 100 now. That's so weird.
Wii Fit is such a strange character. They're so misleading with their damage output, as they're just like doing crunches, all this stuff, and then you realize, oh, I'm at 60%, and in 1 or 2 more interactions, I could just die.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's such a scary thing, and Quacker's just being able to space around those shows how good of a player he is. Pokemon Trainer is such a good option in these matchups, as we said, just due to the versatility of their players. They just have the ability to really go into any matchup and win, and Quackers having 2 stocks still is terrifying because you have the Ridley player left, which I feel like Quackers would be great into, especially with Squirtle. As I think, did they play before?
I'm not sure if they did play before, but with Quacker's current momentum and how he's feeling, I feel like he could take on the Ridley, and if he does do well against the Ridley, I feel like he could go even further, potentially taking even more stocks.
Yeah, 100%. And the last other player that they have is a Mewtwo player, which I wonder if that was a Greninja. I'm not exactly sure who the Greninja player was.
I feel as though they did swap their Mewtwo for a Greninja, as both characters did seem to be played at a similar skill level, and I can't really
Style
think.
also, I would say. Mewtwo
Yeah.
was pretty aggressive in that match. And seeing sort of similar habits from the Greninja, maybe. I'm unsure as well. I didn't exactly look at the name of the Mewtwo going into that first match. So sorry about that. But it looks like Quackers will be able to take the lead here. But one thing that's really scare me for Eagles is that they don't have their anchor anymore, because Insignia was able to take out the K. Rool. Looks like they were confident going into that match because, to them, it might have seemed like Insignia wasn't really a threat. So they just threw in who countered him before. But Insignia was just so fueled by last match and was able to really show off his skill, not DIing any of the moves wrong, which was just unlucky. Really getting those misty eyes is just something to, it just happens in games. But Insignia was able to take that out, so this could be a scary option because I think the K. Rool was the Byleth player.
That could potentially be who that was. And yeah, as you said, I feel as though they underestimated Insignia a little bit, and they got burned quite a bit as a result.
Yeah, 100%. However, with SNHU lead, there still is a game 3, and I feel like reordering the teams a little bit might be sort of necessary for Eagles going into this. Eagles still have the chance, though, to bring things back. Quackers is still at 2 stocks, but it's going to be really hard because you have Crust, and Steven in the back, which is going to be a bit scary.
Yeah, with Juniata only having 2 players left, I believe, it's going to be difficult for them as we still have 2 stocks left on our 3rd player left.
Yeah. It's going to be a bit scary, but it looks like the Mewtwo player wasn't actually the Greninja player as we saw before. I'm really sure who that was, but I wonder how this is going to go. FP probably is a bit better than Mewtwo, I'd say.
This does appear to be their last player, actually, so sorry about what I said before. If Quackers does manage to take this, then we will have 2 SNHU players, potentially 6-stocking an entire team.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be really scary going into this match. But it looks like Quackers is able to get so much damage in Squirtle, as mentioned before. And Ivysaur really just being in neutral space is going to be so hard for Mewtwo to deal with. Mewtwo definitely probably has some easier time on FD, as Ivysaur really doesn't have the platforms to rely on for any of that up air teams. But the up will be able to come out not killing Mewtwo. Mewtwo is really light. I'm honestly surprised to say that. But one habit that I'd also like to see Quackers really pick up on is she's been upping a lot. Down smash, not being able to kill Charizard. We've seen Charizard live to like 220 before, so definitely scary. But that forward tilt will be able to kill perfectly. Quackers is down a bit, but he's at 101%, so it's definitely something to be a little bit scared of. Watch out for Ivysaur's uppy in this type of match, as seen right there. Was able to air dodge it. Looks like Charizard will be able to get the super armor up. He's running off of that down B, having so much invincibility right there.
As we know, that move is super threatening, killing Mewtwo around 100%. Mewtwo's forward tilt as well. That is such a scary move. We've seen so many SNHU stocks be taken by that option there.
Yeah, 100%. Looks like he's just trying to charge their kill move right now. Something really good. It looks like they're playing chicken at the moment. Looks like Charizard is just going to sort of jump away. Air dodge back to stage. But will read the roll. Looks like Quackers is a little bit angry about that. That's a bit sad. He gets really the player might sort of just scream a little bit with a bit of anger there. But it looks like, it looks like SNHU is just in a solid lead. This being Eagles' last player is really scary for them. It looks like they swapped out the Ridley player, though, for the Greninja, which I think is definitely a better option, as Ridley didn't really seem to do a lot of work, both versus SNHU Yellow and also this team. So it's definitely a good swap, and I really want to know how they do in sort of the last match of this game, because it looks like Crust is coming out.
Yeah, as we saw before, Crust, I believe, was able to take out the Mewtwo in a pretty dominant fashion, it seemed. And I think we might see a similar display coming out again. As we know, Falco having such a devastating advantage state, and Mewtwo being such a big and light character, can just die at 80. He showed us exactly that in one of the games. He landed up tilt around 80%, and the Mewtwo just that point died.
Yeah, it's something to really watch out for. Falco just has the ability to dismantle a team if you don't have the right counters to him, and it's also really hard to counter him. there's still some debate within the community as to who's the best Spacey, because like they're all so good. You know, you have Wolf, you have Falco, you have Fox, and a lot of people think Fox is better. Some Fox players think Falco is better. Some Falco players think Falco is better. You know, it's really interesting to see. But Falco really just puts you into these cutscenes that you just get so much damage that you can't get out of. It's sort of Falco's game.
Yeah, once Falco gets that first hit, you have to play by his rules.
Yep.
And if you try to do something too hasty, you get put right back into that blender.
Yeah, 100%. Great analogy. Falco really being a blender, being able to get those neutral airs. Falco also has some weird loops with sort of down throw forward air drag downs just over and over and over again, which I know definitely work on Mewtwo, so it's something to watch out for. But I also feel like Lasers is just so good into this match, really grounding Mewtwo, because Mewtwo's first jump doesn't actually send you very high. And if you try to double jump, it also kind of keeps you low to the ground. So short hop laser is something to really just keep Mewtwo on the ground as much as possible so they can't aerial. It's a really good conditioning technique, because if you can keep Mewtwo on the ground, you can just have him always afraid of that neutral or that short hop laser for the entire set.
And once you're in that point as the enemy player against a Falco, you're already playing into their hands. And at that point, they can get grab, they could get up tilts, down tilts, they can start a plethora of combos and then just grind away at your stock.
It looks like we're getting a rematch on the same stage as last time. One stock down though, so this is going to be a bit scary for Mewtwo. It looks like Fry is going to be probably playing into this a little bit safer than last time. Will we get hit by a couple more lasers? But one thing that I'd like to see out of this Mewtwo player is really just sort of taking a more slower pace game, not really going in as much as we saw in the first game, because Mewtwo was really decent at getting those damage, but their combos drop a lot, so it's something to be scared of, and really knowing when your combo stops and when it's no longer your turn to play the game versus Falco is such a vital skill.
Yeah, as we see here, the Mewtwo is trying to play patient, but Trust is perfectly content just sitting back, shooting those lasers, racking on percent from a distance, and this seems to be a very anxiety-inducing position for the Mewtwo, as the further away he is, the less of an advantage he will have.
Yeah, 100%. It looks like Cross is really just trying to camp out right now. Really playing how you should. You know, this is playoffs. You really have to do anything in your power to just stop the enemy team from really playing the game to the best of their ability. And him just zoning out with down B, and also, oh my god, the combo almost hit. Oh my god, that's so scary. Shield being at such low percent. This is really scary for Mewtwo. Like, and the up smash coming out perfectly. You saw like I think 50 damage worth of lasers in that match. That was a lot of damage just from being hit by those stray lasers. So it's really scary for the Mewtwo, and they can't really take it slow. Like, the good thing to really try to do in this match is to take it as slow as possible. Really just try to punish Falco when he can. But it looks like he's just going to be conditioned out of that playstyle due to the lasers getting like 50%. Looks like Crust right now is playing a lot more aggressive, realizing that he can just try to combo Mewtwo at any point right now. It's a bit scary. Dashing back, shooting off a couple lasers, really just playing his game, and Mewtwo just trying to charge up ball as best he can, land the throw forward air in the center of the stage. Mewtwo will be able to try to edge guard with the down tilt, but Crust will be able to get the kill confirmed with up tilt back air.
Yeah, as we saw there, Mewtwo was trying to play patient to conserve his stocks, but Falco with the laser, just such a threatening presence from a distance. It might not do a lot per projectile, but over time, that will build up. And with the speed and like that move, you can kind of just keep on pressuring from a range, and the Mewtwo couldn't end up handling it. They ended up playing a little less safe, and then Crust completely capitalized on those unsafe approaches. The Mewtwo seemingly wasn't playing as well, maybe due to some tilt or something like that, but Falco just being such a crazy character, being able to pressure a range and then capitalize off those approaches with crazy damage.
One thing that you have to do really versus those defensive type characters that are going to camp you out is you just have to be patient, you know? You saw Mewtwo really go in there and just get lasered and lasered over and over and over again. In that second stock, they kind of seemed like they dropped the sort of play style that really should have worked best, which is sort of just camp and sort of just stop Falco from being able to get his combos. But they seemed to get a little bit hasty in that match, and Crust was just able to dismantle them. But one thing that I'd like to see from Post Eagles into this third game, which rarely we see third games, this is also something to note, that it is playoffs, it's a lot more competitive. And I really hope that Post Eagles puts out a more versatile character at the start. We've seen Mewtwo, which I think is decent. I don't think it's the worst, but then we saw Greninja, which really into most of SNHU's team, like into Steven, it would have been good. But I don't think it would have been good into Crust or Pokemon Trainer or even Insignia for that matter. I feel like it's definitely a better counter pick to really just sort of stop someone from going on a run for. And I'd rather see one of the more versatile characters sort of come out at the start.
Yeah, I would say, like you said, Greninja is more of a counterpick character at higher levels, as they do really well against characters with a sword. Corrin being a bit of a strange case, not being quite a typical swordy with how their moves work and how their kit overall just combines.
Most swordies are very like sort of mid-range zoner types, except for Roy. Roy is kind of the exception to that rule. But Corrin's really a juggler. They don't really want to fight you in mid-range. They kind of want to just get you into the air and keep you in the air. And there's not a lot Greninja can do about that. I definitely think that K-Rool is a good option. But I feel like if that was their Byleth player, I would have rather see Byleth come out. We saw Byleth do a lot better in sort of those other games versus SNHU Yellow, and I would have rather seen that come out than K-Rool. Because really, K-Rool's kind of a divisive character. Like, he's not really one of the best characters. He's one of heavyweights. He is decent. Like, he's more like a mid character, I'd say. But I think that K-Rool just gets countered by SNHU's team a bit harder. If you are able to play Byleth, though, I think it gives you a lot of options with your team comp, because you don't really have a zoner currently.
Yeah, as we know, some of the best players in the world do play Byleth at a very consistent level. That character is fully capable, and I feel as though against SNHU, Byleth could do pretty decently. K-Rool is definitely going to be in some very polarizing matchups, and it's going to feel as though he can't breathe.
It's going to be a bit difficult. So, like, what we're really going... Oh, it looks like we're getting into game now. A bit unexpected, going pretty quickly. And we are going to see the Byleth come out. Seems like Eagles is going to do the same idea that SNHU did, sending out their anchor first. Definitely a good option to really start the game with a lot of aggression, and just whether SNHU can really stop Byleth from going on a run, and that's what you're going to have to look out for. But Squirtle's such a versatile character that I see that this might be a possibility.
Oh, do we have a issue with...
Looks like there might be a controller issue happening. I'm unsure exactly what's going on right now. It looks like players are getting messaged. It looks like... Yeah, it looks like, as we heard from one of the coaches, that their controller wasn't working in this match. But as mentioned before, I think that Pokemon Trainer is definitely a good, versatile character into Byleth. I think that Pokemon Trainer is probably SNHU's best start. It's just really, really versatile. And one thing that you can do with Ivysaur is really zone out with Leaf Blade. It's such a good... Also, I just remembered the move's name. I forgot it like halfway through that second match. But yeah, Leaf Blade's so good into Byleth because it really just applies a lot of pressure.
That move just at mid-range is so oppressive because it leads into a lot of confirms that, as we know, Quacker's a very proficient Pokemon Trainer player. He knows how to get those 0 to 40, 50% conversions. We saw with the Squirtle at the start earlier that he can rack up the damage very fast.
Yeah, 100%. Like, we saw, what, 2 down tilts into a grab into an up tilt into, like, 3 up airs. Like, Squirtle can combo off anything.
Yeah, Squirtle is incredible when it comes to advantage stage.
Yeah, 100%. Like, as we're seeing, Squirtle can really do a lot. And I think one thing that also will help them in this match, a very weird thing, though, is actually Squirtle's size. Squirtle can probably low-profile 100, just not a Byleth moves.
Yeah, being such a small character, it's very difficult for a lot of characters to do.
And you just are able to do so much into this type of matchup. You know, I also think that Smashville is really good for Ivysaur as well. I think that it's probably one of Ivysaur's best stages, being able to use up B on those platforms, being able to struggle with up air. But it looks like Al will be able to do a lot of like damage going into this, and being able to sort of zone out Ivysaur. Looks like Squirtle was doing a good job, but Squirtle really doesn't have those kill options like you need.
Oh, and we see there, Ivysaur up being through the stage to swat him away, getting him to disadvantage at the other corner. And the forward tilt from Charizard, that sweet spot, such a threatening just hitbox.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's really scary into this type of game. Also, I read their name wrong, by the way. I called them Al. I think it's Ace. I'm not exactly sure. But the up smash coming through, being able to snipe out Quackers there. But Ace is actually at a higher percent. Ivysaur might be able to do a decent amount here, really being able to rack up percent. It looks like Violet might have a better match into Ivysaur with neutral air. But the down air coming out, not actually killing. Buffering that up, he was really good play by them. Looks like Ivysaur will just trying to keep life as much as possible with those nairs. There into back air, realizing that he could do it if he just went off stage a little bit to be able to not land, to get that landing lag. Very well played, but Charizard will be coming out, really just trying to stall out Violet with those sort of big hitboxes. And one thing about Charizard is they outrange Violet. Not a lot of characters can say that. Hold the down smash. Barely not killing. That down smash is such a threat. You know, you've seen that kill so many times with other Violet players. It's such a terrifying option. But it looks like he will be able to get the forward tilt, just barely taking up the stock. But Quackers is 111 right now with that up smash. Any move will kill right now. It's such a scary position to be in.
We may see Quackers swap to the Charizard again because of that survivability.
Yeah, probably. But they might try to stick to Ivysaur, really hoping that they can get out more damage in this game. And it looks like they might be sticking to Ivysaur. Such a scary position, outspacing the grab perfectly. Will be able to sort of just keep Violet in disadvantage here. Oh, but the down smash coming out, rolling in perfectly, realizing that he was going to down smash the wrong way. Leaf Blade's coming out right now, really giving him neutral AD, and the uppy coming out, almost killing.
Yeah,
looks
that
like
uppy.
Charizard.
Oh, keeping out the ledge, getting forward thrown, dodging the arrow.
Will be able to uppy back to stage. It's such a scary situation for AS. With the back air coming out, sweet spotting. Perfect.
That back air, such a threatening move. Even the sour spot for that move, just incredibly strong. The sweet spot, we saw Quackers almost kill one of their players around 20% for being back thrown off stage.
Yeah, that's honestly really crazy. And you see Quackers popping off and Cam there doing really just happy about his performance, which I would definitely be happy about that. Like, that was such a scary situation. And versus the best player on their team that is so good. You know, Quackers has been going on a tear, really the unsung hero. You know, we saw Insignia, and we were talking a lot about him being able to take 2 players down. But Quackers is sort of the unsung, sort of like just a perfect, like, a mid-range point that you need in this type of match.
Yeah, Quackers was playing beautifully for that entire game.
Yeah, perfect. Like, outspacing perfectly, and switching to that Ivysaur might have been actually really good. You know, we saw that he was going to go into Charizard for that survivability, but doing that Gambit, really just realizing that you can stay Ivysaur to rack up as much damage as possible is so good. And Eagles must be so sad right now, losing their best player on their team. And I don't know if they have good answer for Pokemon Trainer.
Yeah, I'd say Pokemon Trainer is a character that is very hard to have an answer for, as if you have an answer for Squirtle, then Ivysaur comes out, or if Ivysaur, then Squirtle comes out. Charizard not usually being one of the polarizing characters of the trio.
Yeah. I definitely think Charizard has some good matchups, though. I think that if Charizard was split up, you'd probably be like a second or third best heavy, I would say, in the game. Yeah, I think that Pokemon Trainer is just such good isolated characters, all packaged into one ball, that it's just really hard to counter Pokemon Trainer. And it's sort of a skill matchup. You always kind of have to fight an uphill battle versus Pokemon Trainer. So it's honestly going to be hard, but Post Eagles does have a lot of good players. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe the Greninja come out. I think that might be their best option, but that'd be scary because we've seen Quackers both dismantle the Mewtwo and the Wii Fit Trainer. So really the only player that they know that might be able to take down Quackers is that Greninja, but I'm unsure.
Or perchance, maybe like K. Rool was a different player that they can sub in.
Might have been a different player.
In which case, we might see K. Rool versus Pokemon Trainer. Again, I just don't think they have anything that could answer this character and this player as well.
It's hard. I think Greninja can definitely do a decent amount into this matchup, like sort of just staying back with Light Shurikens, really poking Ivysaur, but going in more when they switch to Charizard, being able to use Greninja's multi-hits to really just keep Charizard in disadvantage, getting those nice, easy kill confirms at the up smash with Greninja is so good. But it looks like Mewtwo is going to come out, which I believe we've seen Quackers do a decent amount into so far. I might be wrong. I'm not exactly but, you know, Mewtwo, best skin, no one can tell me wrong, best skin, but
I have to agree.
It's going to be a bit scary for Mewtwo in this matchup because Squirtle just does so much damage. Like one combo off Mewtwo did 35. We've seen Quackers do like 40, 50 with one combo on Mewtwo. So it's a really scary situation. But it looks like Mewtwo's playing so good right now. Really just keeping Quackers sort of in disadvantage. It looks like Quackers is just going to turn that around perfectly.
Yeah, as we see from Quackers here, the Pokemon Trainer Advanced State just being so threatening, having to deal with Squirtle's speed and frame data, and then going immediately into Ivysaur's long-range threatening hitboxes, and the up B almost taking the Mewtwo barely ready to DI that.
Yeah, oh my god, but reading it. He must be so scared getting checked like that. Quackers was just in his head.
Oh, and the up throw will take it, that being a threatening option.
Mewtwo is so light. You see Quackers popping off sort of in the bottom there. Hopefully, at least I think Quackers thinks that he might just be able to take down Mewtwo.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Quackers could take at least one more stock off of this player.
Yeah, honestly, Quackers has 2 stocks, so it's definitely a possibility. Quackers seeming just happy right now, sort of at bottom cam. But really, it seems like Ivysaur is so good in defense, being able to throw out those Keyblades, doing so much right now. For Legend camping, not having that Legend vulnerability though, with Ultimation coming out, getting 60% on Mewtwo, not able to kill though. But Quackers reading Mewtwo's up so perfectly, not getting any punishes off of it because he's missing his ability just by a hair, but is actually reading the Mewtwo perfectly, so it's so scary as Mewtwo. But being able to get the kill confirm, neutral being into side into that IJ forward, very good.
Yeah, that side B from Mewtwo being a super incredible option, going through shield, popping you up in such a just scary position. If you press a button, you could just lose your stock, and as I was saying that, Quackers taking the stock with the up air, such an amazing move, just covering so much space, so threatening.
Oh yeah, 100%, and really, it's sort of even right now in stocks, which might be scary for the Mewtwo. The Quackers is at 55, so Mewtwo might be able to stop Quackers here. Doing a good job, really keeping neutral, really sort of spacing around, and one thing with Mewtwo is definitely a good mid-range zoner. It's really hard to play into Ivysaur, but we've seen them do it in that first stock for the first part. But switching out to Charizard, really just capitalizing right now off of Mewtwo's late. Also perfectly reading Mewtwo's up over and over and over again. Quackers is really in this player's head. It's such a bad habit to really do the name often over and over and over again. So hopefully Fry will be able to switch the place out a little bit, but the neutral be on ledge, just barely the invulnerability coming out.
Yeah, that neutral B being a strange move to hit ledge on, it bounces up and down. So on that downward bounce, as it's moving, or that downward wave, it will actually hit the ledge, and that's what we saw just there.
Yeah, Mewtwo's such a weird character, really having, you know, a lot of jank, especially with the tail hitbox, with the sort of the ball going up and down in like waves.
But the character knowledge coming out from the Juniata Eagle player, just incredible.
We do see Mewtwo play at a high level too, which is definitely something with Waddy. Waddy plays a lot of weird stuff. He plays like Mewtwo, Rob, Ices, we've even seen sometimes. But yeah, we see Mewtwo played at high level, and a lot of Mewtwo mains think that he has potential.
Yeah, Mewtwo is definitely a less explored character in my opinion. He has a lot of potential that I feel just hasn't been drawn out quite yet.
And it looks like we're having a new player for SNHU come out, Rotten Lunch. Very excited to see how this goes. Rotten Lunch is a very good player. We saw him at Granite State Grind do just so much in those matches. Rotten Lunch is really, really good. And I think into Mewtwo, his character options are really good. I think Rotten Lunch plays Ryu and Little Mac.
No, Rotten Lunch is the Cloud and Ike player.
Oh, the Cloud and Ike player. Okay.
The Ryu Little Mac is SNHU Yellow, which
SNHU Yellow. Okay.
Unfortunately, they did not make it.
Yeah, they did not make it. That is a bit sad. But we still have SNHU Blue though, so we can really root for our team going forward with this. Just sort of doing the best that they can. But so what were the Ike and
Cloud? Both of those characters being great in this matchup.
Yeah,
Mewtwo using his tail almost like a sword, but similar to Dhalsim in Street Fighter, who just stretches his arms out. You can swat his arms away, and he will be hurt for it.
Yeah,
Mewtwo having that tail hitbox against a Swordy is going to be important in this matchup.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate because Mewtwo would have such a better result if he didn't have that tail hitbox. He'd kind of be like Byleth before Byleth, you know? But having a bit more mid-range projectiles So yeah, it's definitely going to be a bit scary. But Ike and Cloud are some characters that we've seen come out really in Ultimate better than we've seen at least Ike, at least in previous games. We've seen Cloud in Smash 4. Cloud's just a menace, always. But Cloud also used to be thought to be like low tier in the early days of Ultimate, and he hasn't really gotten a lot of buffs. It's just some players, Cloud mains, have been showing their potential. And the really only reason why they've been going up the charts is because we see Cloud mains working for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cloud at the start of the game, it was just, oh, throw them off stage and then hit them and then it's over with. But at this point in the game, Cloud is able to charge his limit a bit faster and more effectively, if I remember correctly. And also, his neutral presence, people have flushed it out to a level where it's not as simple as just hit him off stage anymore.
Yeah, before, I think at the start of Ultimate, you really didn't even know about back air side B, which is such a good tool now that players are getting so confident with. And with new tech, movement techs like Slingshot, being able to turn your character around really quickly, having back air out all the time rather than the weird jank of having to turn around and then jump and then drift, it's just a lot better for Cloud to be able to get out his best option in neutral. And it's sort of like Fox and Melee, right? Fox and Melee used to be thought of as bad, way early days of Melee because his recovery was bad. And even now, a lot of players say his recovery is the worst part. Even Leffen thinks that Fox's recovery is beaten by Sheik's. And however, Fox is now the best character in the game because his neutral is so fleshed out. And Cloud is sort of a similar situation, not to the same extent, but similar situation. But it looks like we are going to see Ridley coming out. I forgot they also play Ridley.
I forgot that as well. Maybe we have Rotten Lunch coming in, kind of showing their Ridley dominance over the Juniata Eagles.
Yeah, maybe. It's sort of Ridley hatred and really just trying to prove he's the best Ridley of those.
Have we seen the Ridley from Juniata yet?
Yes, I believe we have. We saw it in the first game come out, but then they switched to Ninja. However, I'm honestly scared about this matchup. I don't know if Ridley is necessarily the best thing to do.
Yeah, Ridley is definitely a more off-the-stage character. He will capitalize heavily off of you being just hit away. But
yeah,
against Mewtwo in neutral, I feel as though this will be a bit of a struggle. Because Ridley doesn't have amazing options. You see, he's poking around, trying to find the hit, but not being able to get too much mileage off.
Oh, not being wrong. Oh, that's so gorgeous.
But Rotten Lunch with forcing the tactical SD here.
Rotten Lunch and the player cam just popping off. Very funny to see.
Amazing player, striking fear into the hearts of his opponents. All it takes is half a stock, and then they don't even want to play anymore.
Yeah, definitely. It looked like they sort of tried to get maybe a ledge cancel with the up B, but it didn't necessarily work out as they got the down angle too far. Unsure exactly what happened there. Probably misinput.
Unfortunately, it was probably a missed cancel or, as you said, a misinput.
Yeah. But, we will see SNHU take this game with a full full player dominance right now.
Yeah, SNHU is up, I believe, 2 players now.
I think it's just one.
Just one player, but we will see Rotten Lunch hopefully getting even more mileage out of the Ridley.
It feels like 2 players because Quackers really did a number on that Byleth, which was their best player. So, feels like 2. But yeah, only 1 up right now. But we will see Rotten Lunch be able to probably show off how good he is. We haven't seen him played a lot going, forward. So hopefully we'll see him a bit more. And Rotten Lunch is really good as well, having a lot of character versatility. Ridley, a decent character. We've seen Ridley played a lot more than I've really been expecting in these matches. And also, Rotten Lunch plays Ike and Cloud, and Ike and Cloud are also really good characters, especially on Wi-Fi. Spargo started, a resident Cloud main, started getting really good on Wi-Fi. You see him also being able to transfer that knowledge into local or LAN. So Cloud is definitely good, along with Ike, which Ike also was one of the basically local dominators in early Smash. Ike was played at every local and was doing so well at every local, but as the game's gone on, really sort of lowered on the tier list. But Ike is really good. You could get a Nair at 70 into an up B on ledge, and then you just die.
Yeah, that up B being a great option now to confirm kills.
And comboing into Nair.
Yeah, comboing into it out of Nairs is incredible. That option also having armor, so you can use it in a bit of awkward shield situations that other characters couldn't.
100%. It's a very good option for Ike.
Yeah, but we have Rotten Lunch. We're not quite sure who they're going to send in against him at this point, are we?
Yeah, not 100% sure, because I think that Greninja was the Mewtwo player, or no, was the Ridley player. So we might be able to see a Ridley v Ridley. We could see.
Hopefully. I think the Greninja we saw might have been the Byleth at this point.
Might have been the Byleth? Okay.
That's what I'm thinking here.
Yeah. Definitely interesting to see. But I'm wondering really what Eagles is going to do, because they definitely are still in this game. They have, you're thinking they have the K roll in the back?
I'm not sure. The Byleth was either the K Rool or
The Greninja.
the Greninja. We're not quite
But
sure. We do have Ridley versus Ridley.
Ridley. This is going to be so fun to watch. Mecha Ridley versus normal Ridley.
Yeah, we have Ola versus Rotten Lunch here. It's time to see who has the better Ridley supremacy. We see the Nairs coming out. Great options for both characters, getting a lot of confirms. Bit difficult to tell which is which.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult. I think looking at the wings is definitely good. Purple wings are Rotten Lunch, and yellow wings are Ola. Honestly, this is really just a skill matchup. Really just seeing who's a better player. And Rotten Lunch is at such a high percent right now. It's honestly a bit scary.
Yeah, playing the same character against each other, it's more of just like knowing your character very well as being better than the opponent.
Yeah, 100%. It's also really getting in their head and knowing really what their habits are to read it. But it's just such a scary situation for Rotten Lunch to be in, because they have that such high percent. We'll be able to get back to ledge, though barely being clipped by the fireball. We'll be able to get back with the hitbox flanking. But it looks like Rotten Lunch might die here. Barely.
The forward tilt just barely focused away.
Yeah, barely focusing away. But in Widows, you really see random stuff happen. Like, you could honestly get a reverse sweep with stock. So it is crazy to see. But right now, it looks like Rotten Lunch has it ended at least in the stock, but it doesn't seem like Ola is at a high enough percent to kill just yet. But
Side B almost taking it. You might see a similar situation. Forward smash.
Up B. Very well played by Rotten Lunch. Looks like Ola is trying to edge guard right now. Using forward tilt is such a good option. But will be able to get Ola off stage with the whip side B. But the side B coming out from Rotten Lunch and the mash out. It looks like Rotten Lunch is just trying to edge guard as best as possible. The side B comes out barely and not being able to kill. Side B back to stage, up being back, doesn't get two frame. Will be at ledge, able to get something off. But both side Bs coming out short at a similar time. Up tilt to up air and the up smash coming out perfectly. This is honestly really scary for Ola.
The back air catching him though.
Back air,
the forward smash and lag there.
Back air perfectly catching Rotten Lunch there. But this is honestly really scary for Ola, because Ola is at probably kill percent right now. This is a bit scary. Maybe not exactly at it yet, but definitely really close. It just really, Rotten Lunch has to play safe, really just reading Ola's habits. And we saw Rotten Lunch sort of get into Ola's head with that forward on the up, but the up air does get the sweet spot perfectly.
That up tilt perfectly positioning him for that follow-up up air. Ridley having such a, like, it's almost as if a needle is being struck straight up into the air.
Yeah, 100%. It's such a scary position to be in. But it looks like Rotten Lunch will be able to turn it around. Oh my god, barely missing that forward smash. Rotten Lunch will be able to turn it around, getting that down tilt. Regarding the down smash, though, perfectly. Rotten Lunch will be able to get the side B, putting Ola off stage. Goes for a forward smash, but whiffs it barely. Ola's just trying to get back to center stage. Ola has center stage advantage, but the side B barely clipping Ola right now. Neutral B will come out to edgeguard Ola. Ola will be able to get back. Forward tilt just barely missing. An up smash. Oh my god, spot dodges, air dodges coming out from left and right. Looks like they're just playing right now footsies. Just going back and forth, but down air will come out, catching off Ola. Not really expecting it, but it will be able to clip the up B, and it looks like they are just barely able to get back. Side B coming out on Rotten Lunch. Rotten Lunch is off stage. Ola might be able to hit guard Rotten Lunch, but dash attack coming out perfectly for Rotten Lunch. Rotten Lunch will almost be able to clip with the back air, but just barely doesn't. Side B, oh my god, micro spacing perfectly. It's honestly so scary, but the neutral air
the Nair taking it.
Just barely clipping.
Yeah. We saw the Nair there clipping his forward tilt, just swatting his tail away, sending him to the blast zone, and That was so stressful to watch.
You know, comebacks are always a great thing to see. I always love watching it happen, especially in Dittos. But Rotten Lunch proving he is the better Ridley in this match.
Yeah, I think we can definitively say now that Rotten Lunch has proven his Ridley supremacy.
Yeah, 100%. Rotten Lunch will be having a stock to come into this next match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see so much mileage from each and every SNHU player. We have Rotten Lunch, who has now taken 4 stocks. We have earlier, who would we have in first?
Quackers took 3.
Quackers took 3.
Quackers took 4.
He took 4 or 5.
I'm unsure, but yeah, SNHU's been doing a really good job in this match.
Quackers took 5, and then the Mewtwo SD'd on his last stock.
And then we see Rotten Lunch taking 4, or maybe even more.
Yeah, hopefully even more. I believe we'll see Rotten Lunch take at least 1. Everything from this point on is just pure mileage that we will get on Juniata Eagles.
Yeah, 100%. And really for Juniata Eagles, it's sort of scary going into this. You know, you still have Insignia in the back, which really took down 2 whole players by himself. So you really have to be thinking and really coaching your players on how to really make these clutch plays, you know. It's going to be scary because they're going to have to play really safe, but you have Crust, you have Steven, you have Insignia all in the back, able to come out whenever, and you still have Rotten Lunch with 1 stock left.
Yeah, we saw what Crust could do against someone who's trying to play a little more conservatively and a bit safer, and he completely dismantled his game plan. We see Insignia, who just seems to never go down without a fight, always taking at least 1 person out, it seems.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's just a bit scary. You know, I think they have so the Ridley player just got taken down. It looks like they only have 1 player left, right? Yeah, 1 player left.
I believe that's the Wii Fit trainer at this point.
Wii Fit trainer, yeah.
Yeah, and as we have seen, actually, we have not seen Rotten Lunch against this team quite yet, so it'll be interesting to see how he fares against the Wii Fit. Ridley being such a big body, will have to deal with a lot more
I think Rotten Lunch might be able to switch his characters, though.
I am not sure if we're allowed to switch characters.
No, so Ridley's locked in. But, you know, Ridley into Wii Fit, I wonder how that matchup's going to go. I don't really know too much about Ridley.
Ridley is kind of just a awkward big body character with medium weight, and I feel as though Wii Fit, they're normal shenanigans that a lot of characters who are smaller and faster, who don't have to deal with it, Ridley's going to have to take the brunt of all of it, and I feel as though it'll be very rough. As Soccer Ball can just be dropped in front, and then the Wii Fit can hit them any way that they like, and just at super awkward angles.
Forward tilt, down tilt, up tilt, you know, it sends at literally any angle you can think of, you know, maybe just like even just doing rising fair versus falling fair also sends at completely separate angles. You have even fair in the opposite direction. Like, Wii Fit has so many hitboxes, just so many hitboxes.
Yeah, Wii Fit is a very strange character, and most characters who are a bit more honest and just have better options, I'd say, than Ridley, don't have to deal with it as much. Ridley not having bad moves, but because of his size, making it very difficult to utilize his options well.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult for Ridley in this match, but did make a very good comeback. I think Rotten Lunch would probably be able to take out stock, but it's going to be an uphill battle.
Let's get a good
Yep. Hopefully we see a just good bout between these two, and we see Rotten Lunch already getting stage control, keeping the Wii Fit at the ledge, continuing his advantage with all these up tilt snares.
One thing that I might want to put Ridley's favor, though, is Ridley has really big hitboxes, so really good for this match. But we already see Wii Fit Ridley with 69%, you know, off of 3 attacks. It's really scary.
Yeah, we see the Ridley just at 97, as we were saying before. Just, he has to deal with everything that we were talking about with Wii Fit before. All of those up-close damaging combos, just aggressive up-close boxing options, and as we can see, it's just hard for Rotten Lunch to breathe here. The Soccer Ball getting him at long range, and he's just having to deal with the Yoga Trainer up close.
Yeah, it's honestly really scary. as he doesn't really have the options to do a lot. He's already at 160, and he thinks about red trap so well. Really, just with that soccer ball in that neutral B, can just do so much. Soccer ball, I think, was also placed there maybe to block Ridley's goal, because I think it's last hitbox with bounces like that. But it looks like Rotten Lunch might be trying to get back some pressure, being able to really get Weefit off stage right now. Looks like Weefit will be able to grab back center control and just use the ball to sort of run out Ridley. But Ridley's such a heavy character that it can last for so long that it's down hitbox being extended by the ball.
Yeah, unfortunate for Rotten Lunch there, but incredible play from the Wii Fit trainer, just realizing that with that down air, extending the sour spot will be able to land the kill if Rotten Lunch approach is a little too haphazardly there.
Yeah, honestly, it's a bit of a difficult matchup. As you mentioned before, Wii Fit just has so much jank and can just do really their own game versus Ridley. You know, we saw Squirtle really dismantle Wii Fit, so it smaller characters that can really outbox Wii Fit are what you need. But it's really hard for Ridley to do that. I think Ridley definitely has some larger hitboxes that might be able to mid-zone out Wii Fit, but that soccer ball is just so hard to deal with when you can't low profile under it.
Yeah, I feel as though we might see either Insignia or Steven coming out, as Mario, he is a bit of a smaller character in this game, and with his up-close boxing tools and combo game, I feel as though that might be the equalizer that they need in order to just take him out without issue.
Yeah, I think that Mario might be a good option here, but it looks like Insignia might be actually up on the chair right now. So we might actually see Corrin or maybe a specialty Bowser come out, as Insignia is a Bowser in the main, but it looks like he might be just practicing Corrin sort of as a good secondary to cover Bowser's matchup chart. As one thing with, as we say, he just thumbs up, just full smiles at us. But, you know, as he was sort of talking to me on the side, I think it was here actually on one of the previous matches about why he chose Corrin is because Corrin plays so differently than Bowser that all of your habits kind of just get completely erased when you play Corrin. You know, so you can really pick up that aggressive, very fast rush down Bowser playstyle, getting those hard reads that you really need. And then Corrin just sort of juggling, playing the most optimal game possible. It really just completely nullifies all your habits. So it's such a good character to pick up for Insignia. But it looks like Insignia is going to be either playing Corrin or Bowser. I'm unsure. I think that both do well into Wii Fit. I think that Bowser, you know, not necessarily the best. I'd say the Corrin's probably a better option, being able to outrange.
We have seen Insignia's Bowser, though, just being able to absolutely decimate stocks.
Insignia's Bowser is just crazy, you know?
I feel as though his Bowser is like a tier 2 higher than most people's.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Bowser isn't even a bad character. Like, a lot of people put Bowser in, like, low of high tier. Like, the lower end of high tier. Because Bowser actually has, like, top 30 ground speed. Like, why did you give the heaviest character in the game top 30 ground speed and a forward smash that can kill anyone at 40%? Why did you do that?
Yeah, and Insignia makes him feel like he's just a completely oppressive character.
Well, it's so hard when you don't have a character that can, like, abuse Bowser. And this is one thing that you and me were talking about sort of on the side while we were on break, was that the characters like Little Mac, like Bowser, I forget the other character that we were mentioning, but you have to play them you have to play against them with respect that they're a good character. You know, you don't like, if you don't camp out Little Mac, there's a good chance that you're going to get, like, sweeped. And, like, you don't want to play boring versus a Little Mac or a Bowser, but that's really what you have to do. But
yeah,
no
trying to respect those characters is one of the worst things.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's not bad to respect the character, but just trying to run in at them and play as you normally do, against them, you have to play a bit differently. Bowser's going to live significantly longer than you, and that's just going to build into rage. And at that point, all of his moves just kill even earlier. He's going to be more threatening. His confirms will be even better. And
Insignia showing its dominance right now by whipping and nay-naying perfectly into a fist bump from his opponent. So I think he's excited to go into.
All right, we have the players kind of just in neutral again, getting the ground from Wii Fit, not getting much out of it in low percents, as he will pop out very fast.
That was an amazing combo by Insignia, using the up tilt after that second fair. We haven't seen him do it before, but it looks like he could perfectly do it against Wii Fit. But that back air perfectly coming out. Wii Fit will get back to ledge. Insignia will be able to try to edge guard, but not really. Insignia has mid-stage currently, but Wii Fit's back on the stage. Insignia will be able to just try to sort of get any combos done on Weefit because Weefit's not a high enough percent to kill. But Insignia's looking really to juggle Weefit as good as he can. But Weefit is such good, like, sort of ground game that's hard to do that. Insignia is at ledge right now, but Insignia does get back just with a jump back air to sort of shift his thought back into center stage. Weefit does use down B to get that sort of damage buff to try to kill Insignia as fast as possible. Looks like Insignia right now is going to try to get the pin, but barely does. And Insignia will just try to land any kill option he can, or really any knockback option, but Insignia will get carried on that forward tilt into another Weefit forward tilt. Weefit does have the edge right now. Insignia does get back, but the pin tipper coming out perfectly. Neutral B won't actually hit. The down B will actually get Weefit some of their health back and actually be able to extend their damage. Insignia is getting zoned out right now with ball. Second minute ball off into the top here, which is so unfortunate. But we've seen Insignia come back from work, getting the side B, killing Weefit perfectly. Going back to 0-0 must be a good feeling to not get any percent back on your turn.
Yeah, and from here, as we see, Weefit's kind of just occupying a strange distance that Corrin seems to be uncomfortable with. Yeah, and with deep breathing, just such a threatening character. She's faster, heavier, just hits harder.
It's so scary because as we mentioned before, like, it doesn't seem like you're at such a high percent versus Weefit. You get hit 3 times, and you look at he's at like 87 right now. So scary, but the Offie, oh my god, just barely being able to get back to the ledge. And getting zoned out just so hard by the Weefit right now. Weefit is such a weird character that I feel like Insignia is not used to forward grab coming out. Insignia will be able to just barely get back to the ledge. Insignia gets stage control, reversing Weefit on the ledge. But Insignia goes back into the ledge, getting back aired off stage. Will be able to get back on. It doesn't parry the ball perfectly. Insignia will be able to get the pin, get back to ledge, but both players having center control right now. Spot dodge coming through, dodge the forward smash. Insignia will be able to get a grab push, Weefit sort of towards the ledge a little bit more, but Insignia back air shifting into that neutral lead. Parrying the ball though, might be able to get the back air. Insignia is at such high percent that anything from Weefit will kill. It's such a scary situation for Insignia. Insignia getting back air off the stage. Weefit setting up for weird ball stuff, being able to down air perfectly, but not being able to get away from that soccer ball.
Yeah, as we saw there, just with deep breathing, way too much pressure coming out from the Weefit, with all the ball shenanigans, plus Salute the Stun with the neutral B, just pressuring Insignia so well, and just making it so awkward to recover that he just got hit with the ball.
Yeah, this honestly is really scary. Insignia is at 24%. He has to close out the stock really quickly. You will be able to get the forward air, grabbing back center control. He's just going to try to edge guard Weefit as best as possible. But Weefit's doing such a good job at just picking the perfect options at ledge, so Insignia can't really let him hit. But he will be able to just track him perfectly to be able to get that back air, jumping backwards off stage with that. Insignia will be able to just sort of reset neutral. He is at 30% right now, and he has to watch out for those soccer balls. One thing that Weefit's doing a really good job right now is covering Corrin's aerials by throwing up that soccer ball. Corrin was really only good in the air, so it's really hard for Insignia to encroach right now, just because he doesn't have a lot of options. But that forward air and back air landing perfectly to get Weefit off stage. Weefit will be able to hit the soccer ball to be able to get back on stage. Insignia is off stage right now. Insignia will be able to get back on stage, jump back. Weefit throws out a ball, not able to get Insignia off, but Insignia does get Weefit off ledge. It's going to be an edge guard for Insignia. Insignia is at 104 right now. It's a scary situation, but Weefit's only at 1 stock, and we have 2 players left. And we'll be able to hit the soccer ball back to Weefit, but the pin getting perfectly canceled by that Salute the Sun. Insignia will be able to get it back here, sort of center stage control. Weefit is able to get back down, but Weefit does use down B to hopefully slow down something, but will get the tipper, almost killing Weefit perfectly. Insignia will try to go off there, reversal, and the forward tilt perfectly leading Insignia's roll.
Yeah, that forward tilt already being such a threatening option, plus the speed and power increase from that deep breathing, it will take the stock. As we saw there, the Weefit just always threw out the soccer ball, pressuring the ledge, and made it so that Insignia couldn't quite capitalize off of sending them off stage as well as he would have liked.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, good play from the Weefit, just making sure that their disadvantage was as least stressful as it possibly could have been.
Yep.
And it seems that we will have Crust coming out, who is notorious for being a very sturdy player and just knowing when to pick his approaches.
Yeah, Crust is so good at just being able to get those combos and really just carrying at his advantage. Crust is such a momentum player. You know, we've seen some crazy stuff, getting out 9 stocks at one point in a game. So Cross is really good, and WeFit's only got one stock left, so Cross should be able to take this out. But one thing that I fear is that WeFit might be a bad match for Falco. I'm not 100% sure. Saw WeFit be able to take out Cross before, but Cross is at 3 stocks to WeFit's only 1. So hopefully he will be able to do something. Falco's kill confirms are so good with those backers.
Yeah, I feel as though, again, laser for Falco is going to be a major part of the neutral, as that will kind of disable WeFit's ability to use the soccer ball, hopefully hit it back a few times to further incentivize not using that amazing projectile. And if he can get that, then I feel as though he will be able to take out the stock, as that soccer ball was the main thing from last game.
Yeah,
it seemed to have been
100%.
a very pivotal move for that player, as it stopped their disadvantage from being as bad. It just helped further their advantage state. They know how to use that move really well, and if he can shut that down, then I feel as though they're going to be in a bit of trouble.
Oh yeah, 100%. Me just thumbs up and Cross over there as he prepares for the game to start. But right now, SNHU looks to be in the lead, and it looks like this might be a decent matchup. We saw WeFit take out Cross before, but I believe Cross was down a stock. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think he might have been down a stock. Hopefully Falco will be able to do a decent amount, as you mentioned before. Down B is definitely a very important part, because down B is a very good zoning tool. It can knock people off of platforms and trip them off to get ground techs, and also it can knock back the soccer ball, which is the most important part of this, is that soccer ball is such a vital part of WeFit's game plan, and if you don't know how to play around it, you get rolled.
Yeah, and as we saw from Crust earlier on, he just knows how to play incredibly patient against people and make them approach haphazardly and completely capitalize off and roll them for it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Stage is definitely a interesting pick. I'd say this. I'm not sure what the stage it's best for. Not 100% sure, but it looks like they are going to be getting into this game. And Crust just barely missing the laser, perfectly microspaced by the WeFit, but is already at 6%. It looks like right now, Crust is just trying to zone out, play as boring as possible to just be perfectly in this match. And it's what you need to do versus WeFit. Playing boring isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, as we saw there, he just got hit once, and he immediately took 26% from that conversion. It's so threatening to be close to WeFit that he kind of has to play this longer to mid-range game in order to just not take any more percent than he needs to.
Yeah, barely being able to flick the stick around. He shot the laser in the wrong direction. That's unfortunate. But Crust is just really playing what he needs to. He's really just camping with the lasers. WeFit will be able to low profile under them. So Crust will have to start approaching now. But Crust definitely has the advantage. Oh my god, Bear! Oh my god, he's able to kill off that confirm.
Crust perfectly converting off of that, realizing that he caught the jump with the back air, that forward air, as it's hitting him, just dragging him further into the blast zone. Just such a good way to get the stock from Crust.
That second hit of up tilt shield poked into a weak hit back air that extended it into a perfect conversion to that forward air. I would have not been prepared for that at all.
And as we saw there too, the WeFit lost their jump by jumping into that back air. So there, at that point, Crust already just essentially had that stock, and he knew perfectly how to capitalize with it. Amazing play from Crust.
Amazing. Very well played by Crust, and very well played by all players. You know, this is one of the first times that we've seen a best of 3 not just be a complete sweep, or a best of 2 not be a complete sweep. And it's very good to see, you know, competition, and we are in playoffs, and all of these players are really good. We could even theoretically see a rematch between these teams, because there is a loser's bracket with this. And I unsure exactly what's going on. I need a bit of a tip from production, but it seems like we're going to be going into a break, maybe into a second game, if
I do believe there is a second game scheduled for later on this night, so make sure that you are tuned in for that.
Looks like we will be cutting to break. Welcome back, everybody. So sadly, there will not be a second game. It looks like there was a bit of a scheduling thing that happened where we got informed something, but the team got informed something else. So we will not actually be going into a second game. So this will be it for tonight. But those were some absolutely banger games.
Yeah, amazing plays from both teams, and I'd say that it was just a great display of the work that they put in throughout this semester so far.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's some growth that we've just seen, you know, over time. It's just Insignia's core and just getting a lot better. We've seen Quackers being so clutch, just being able to go around stuff. And Cross has been getting so good at those conversions and combos. Just the play over the semester alone has done a lot for the team. And Eagles also did really well in this match as well. They were able to take the first entire game, which looked so dominant. So honestly, well done to all involved. And this will be it for tonight. We don't have any events to advertise, but you can follow us on our social medias at SNHU Esports on basically everything possible. We also have a Discord where you can come watch the players practice and really just hang out. Also, you can look for groups as well. You know, if you're playing a League of Legends game and you don't have anyone to play with you, you know, you can message the league chat and have someone come help. So yeah, come down whenever you want to the arena as well. Follow us on socials and maybe join the Discord if you feel like it. That will be all for tonight, folks. Those up tilts into the back air confirmed. False kill spark though.
Almost killing at 80%. And the up smash.
They're cantering Mewtwo's neutral B right now.
Oh, and the back air will take it.
Not it right now, trying to get something off. The grab missed on the loop. Looks like
the back air will take.
Almost landing might have been the end for Quackers, but it looks like it didn't hit. Right now they're just at ledge, hoping to get any stray hit, and it looks like to always look out for is that Charizard up smash, but it looks like he ran into the ball. The up, he barely whipping in the up smash as well. Looks like the up, it's a bit of a medium weight character, but it looks like Quackers is doing a good job really trying to get his options, but the flare blitz and to do a decent amount. Oh, the side B almost killed, but we've seen that side B whiff kill Sparkle a couple times. But the up smash coming out, coming through the perfect time. Backer barely whiffing. We'll be able to find an edge guard here, maybe, but the up smash not hitting, but the forward tilt on the side
to keep you out, but he does have to use his own body to do so, which is not fair.
Yeah,
that will attack will take it. Such a strong move. Super threatening.
Yeah, that's honestly really scary. Oh, but the forward
very annoying to deal with.
Oh yeah, 100%. One thing that I could see really being hard for Corn is that, oh my god, the pin tipper. But that down air on platform is just such a good option. Pin actually is grounding though, which is unfortunate, but forward smash coming out barely Pollock at 110%. This is so scary because you're going so deep, but the downer being able to stay and is able to keep K-Rool off to the side very well. Side B will come through to get K-Rool enough armor to get back to ledge, but Brown is gone, especially into K-Rool because it seems like it doesn't get armor through as easily as some of Corn's other moves like his fair. But the back air will block with, oh my god, the forward smash coming out perfectly. Looks like the side B will come out. Oh my god, the stage.
Squirtle just being able to get that insane pressure going, and the
oh my god, the spike. Oh, but Quackers and Charizard for these sort of outranked kill options seems like a good idea. Oh, but the Squirtle!
Oh my goodness.
Go on a roll, really give them any advantage they can. But the dash attack coming out, oh my god, the up, and on the top, I just scored more uppy in this type of match, as seen right there. Was able to air dodge it, like Charizard will be able to get the super armor up. That's so scary, shield being at such low percent. This is really scary for Mewtwo. Like, in the up can land the rope forward air in the center of the stage. Mewtwo will be able to try to edge guard with the downfield, but Rux will be able to get.
See there, Ivysaur us being through the stage to swat away, getting him to disadvantage at the other corner.
And the portal threat, you know, you've seen that kill so many times with other Violet players. It's such a terrifying option.
Dodging the arrow.
We'll use the up back to stage. This is a scary situation for AS. With the back air coming out like that. Quackers was just in his head.
Oh, and the up throw will take it. That being going through shield, popping you up in such a just scary position. If you press a button, you could
shoot kill just
Side B almost taking it. You might see a similar situation.
Oh, seeing Olaf's habits. We saw one sort of get into Olaf's head with that on the up, but the up air does with the back air, but just barely does. Side B, oh my god, microspace perfectly. It's honestly so scary, but the new option is so unfortunate. But we've seen it come back to work. Getting the side B, killing Weepit perfectly. Just going to try to edguard Weepit as best as possible, but Weepit's doing such a good job of just making the first options at ledge, so Insignia can't really win a pin, but he will have to start approaching now. But Trust definitely has the advantage. Oh my god, Bear! Oh my god, he's able to kill off that confirmed! Those up tilts into the back air.